Back at it once again for another Tim's Corner Motorsports special event here at Summit Point. Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the booth alongside me, Mike James from up. Where are you from, Mikey?
up, all the way up to the rock, and it's going to be a nice, enjoyable, incredible Cole Butcher special here tonight. And Tim Terry is going to be sitting in the cockpit here tonight for us. But we got 30 drivers here vying for the big special event here, brought to you by Tim's Corner Motorsports. Pretty excited about this one. It's been a long time since I called a race with Tim Terry in the cockpit, Paul.
Yeah, doing a little road racing here. The Mazdas at Summit Point in West Virginia here. Noel Fougere and Lewis Mason up on the front row. Rational Richard Drake and Caden Tufts there in the second row. And down and away, here we go. Green flag flies. Little standing start action on the front straightaway. 30 cars here at Summit Point. Thundering on down into turn number one.
Thundering down, and it's going to be a wild one. 30 drivers from peppered all over Atlantic Canada, including a couple of drivers from Newfoundland and Labrador. One lone lady, I believe, in there from Conception Bay North. Chantel Pottle representing the ladies, holding on to that position, number 24. As they come into the corner here, we're taking a peek at Rational Richard Drake, and it's all Noel Fougere so far out front by quite a bit here as he controls this one. Caden Tufts in P2, Rational Richard in third place. Lewis Mason, there's Cole Butcher in the fifth spot. Michael Rhino in the sixth. He's got his brother Mike Alexander in tow in the seventh spot. Dylan Black, Craig Kenny, Justin Robichaud, your top 10 here at the early parts. 40 minutes are going to be on the board. We're going to see a caution around the 15 to 25 mark. It's going to be an all-stop caution as we take a peek at Mike Rhino from Lawrencetown, Nova Scotia. What a wild night here, Paul, man. Gotta love a little Mazda action. It's been a while since we had some road course, but already we're seeing a few cars coming off the track, so trying to get all the dust off these cars at the early parts.
Yeah, we've got the camera crew looking around, looking for all the exciting action all the way across this racetrack, and there is action everywhere. You can see these cars peppered all the way through different lines, different straightaways, drivers all over the place, lots of side-by-side battles as well. And oh, by the way, Tim Terry up 3 spots from where he qualified, running in the 17th position, which is pretty good for that 27 car. Every time we see Tim Terry in behind the wheel, it's kind of like watching the new kid play horseshoes. You know, the guy kind of lets it go. It's off his fingers. Everybody looking around. Good shoe, good shoe. And then it goes through the windshield of the neighbor's car, and the car alarm starts going off, and everybody scatters. But Tim doing a great job, up to 16th. How about it?
Awesome job by Tim Terry, taking a spot away from Ryan Salvatore, sporting the pink mirrors here tonight. Did a little side draft on Ryan Salvatore and picked up that spot and now he sets his sight on the next target, Bobby Hutchins from Grand Falls, Newfoundland and Labrador, legend of the dirt track racing, and also one of the founders of bringing asphalt racing back in Newfoundland. But we see a little wheel hop from Tim Terry, almost opens the door for Ryan Salvatore.
Ryan Salvatore, one of the drivers doing the Verdane TV double this evening, is going to pack up that car, shoot on down to Talladega, Alabama. Going to be running the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Group Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series race at Talladega Super Speedway right after this, live on Verdane TV. Going to be a lot of fun checking that out. And the big Oxford 250 coming up this Sunday for the NEPs League as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. Taking a peek now, though, at the leader, Noel Fougere. Checked out, 2-second lead over Caden Tufts, new second-place driver, Lewis Mason, Cole Butcher, and now Richard Drake, the top 5.
We had Noel Fougere not that long ago, just a couple of weeks ago, on the front row in an interview. Did not take the win that night. Said he hasn't taken a TCM win and is looking for his first. So this could be the one that he's going to throw down here tonight with that monster lead. But we are going to see that caution around the 15 to 25 minute mark. 40 minutes were put on the board. Just over 3.5 minutes actually completed here at Summit Point Motorsports Park. This is West Virginia. And old West Virginia, the classic Take Me Home. But one of the things I do like about this live timing from Apex Racing, it actually shows you when a car is off track. Quite a few of them coming off the track and coming back on. But no hairy situations just yet. But we see a bit of a jumble here now as we take a peek at the midfield.
And up there on the right-hand side of your screen, you can take a look. All those dots represent a race car, and the number in those dots are the position that they're running in. So you can see the number 1 dot there is our number 1 driver, Noel Fougere, coming up on a lap car, the 28th place car of Craig Tully. That's going to be the 05 car, the first car, or the last car, rather, on the lead lap. And in danger of going a lap down here momentarily. And there you can see a little side-by-side action, the 08 making it happen, getting down and around Richard Drake, and still a hornet's nest in behind him, and you can hear him. These cars buzzing all over the racetrack.
A couple cars down a lap already. Jesse Leclerc and Chantel Pottle down a lap here. Something must have happened at the beginning of this one, but they are back in motion. So down a lap for those 2 cars. Tully in the 28th spot. We'll go down a lap in just a moment as we take a look at the position here. Noel Fougere now coming up within a turn on Tully.
Another little time attack action here for Tim's Corner Motorsports special event here at Summit Point. 40 minutes on the board, 6 minutes or so already in the books. 34.5 minutes to go, and racing action coming up after this as well. We made mention the NEPs League going to be running at Talladega, the Xfinity cars. 822 green flag there, and gives us plenty of time to get some Mazda racing in the books, get a little interview action in there as well. Looks like Tim Terry finding himself down on pit road. Big time damage to the right front of that car. And Mikey, we made mention, or we didn't make mention yet, but we did hear Tim make mention before the race. These drivers each have 1 quick repair down on pit road. So I think we'll see a lot of drivers use that on the scheduled caution between 15 and 25 minutes. But might see some of these drivers come down a little bit on the early side to see, there's a little off-track action between Drake and Robichaud.
Little slide job, but we got Tim Terry in the booth. Tim, you got a copy?
Yeah, that didn't go very well. Tanton Woolridge started at the back, and I was more mirror driving than anything. But, yeah, this is a fun little combination. These guys are having fun tonight.
Well, 3 hard charges here tonight. Tanton Woolridge now finishing, or in the 17th spot.
Tufts, Cole Butcher, top 3, continuing to put on a show. And I'm going to go out here and do a couple more laps and see what I can do.
Well, hopefully you can get some momentum going there, Tim. But down a lap, you got a bit of a way to go. So that is Tim Terry reporting now in the 30th spot. Got a lot of moves to make yet. Just yet, Paul.
Yeah, 100%. Taking a peek now at some of the drivers still out on track. There's Mike Alexander in the number 75 car, a little black and green action. And it's tough to try and keep track with all these drivers running almost generic paint schemes that the iRacing service provides. Not used to seeing, or we're used to seeing some beautifully painted up race cars here, but the Mazda's a little bit different than the street stocks and the late models and all the good stuff that we usually run. But putting on a heck of a show here. 32 minutes left to race. Noel Fougere out by about 4 seconds over the new second-place driver, Cole Butcher.
Yeah, Butcher picking up a few spots here. I was told this was the reason why we were here. Tim was saying Cole Butcher wanted something different, and he delivered here tonight. So I guess we can call it the Cole Butcher Special. But he is vying for a big win here tonight. Really upset the balance on Noel Fougere. Fougere looking for his first TCM win. Butcher could be the upset factor, but still plenty to go here. 31 minutes to go here. We're going to see that caution come out possibly in the next 5 minutes. So between the 5 and 15 minute mark from here.
Fougere, Butcher, and Rhino current top 3. Caden Tufts, Lewis Mason rounding out the top 5. Mike Alexander up to 6. Craig Kenny, Todd Cousins, Richard Drake, and Bobby Hutchins rounding out the top 10. And all the way around this racetrack, you can see everybody starting to get spread out there. If you look over on the right-hand side of your screen, taking a peek at the SDK Gaming track map, letting you know where your favorite driver is currently running. And you can see Tim Terry moving up just a couple of spots, getting out on track in that 27 car. But still a lap down, still has a little bit of distance to try and make up. But again, Mikey, it's just like watching that new kid play horseshoes.
Well, we're already seeing quite a few cars picking up some damage on this one. Craig Tully down a lap. Jesse Leclerc, Tim Terry picking up some damage. Chantel Pottle, Dave Cassidy currently on pit road right now, acquiring some service to the number 13. He's going to put that. That's going to put the 13 down a lap. Scott Negus also down a lap. So quite a few cars down a bit here at the early starts here. That's 5 cars as Tully prepares trying to get back on that lead lap and try to collect himself here.
Little back and forth action between the 76 and the 78. It's going to be John Fitzpatrick and Mike Rideout back for the 19th position, and kind of spreading it out just around. There's a good shot at Gil Soliner and the 549, currently running in the 16th spot. Ryan Salvatore, again, pulling double duty here tonight. Hometown Daytona Beach in that 12th car. Running the next race at Talladega coming up at 8:22. Green flag here tonight after this race. He's in a little pack here. Kenny McKenzie down here. Tanton Woldridge right in there as well. So these guys all over the racetrack here, Mikey, having some fun, according to what Timmy says.
Yeah, well, there's a big shakeup on the front row there. Caden Tufts, Mike Rhino, as Cole Butcher gets pushed back to the 4th position. Huge battle going on for P2 right now as they really dice it up here behind Noel Fougere, with Fougere now bridging that gap to almost 6 seconds as they go to war for that P2.
5 drivers looking for that P2 position, all bumper to bumper to bumper, and that is exactly what Noel Fougere wants to see from that P1 spot, from that 36 car, from that rear view mirror. Almost 6 seconds now, the gap between first and second. Whoa, big time slide there for Butcher. Nope, not Butcher. Who is that? That's Mason, I believe. No, it's a Valvoline car. It's a lap car.
Rhino.
It is Rhino in the 34. I'm so used to seeing him in black and red.
Look at this, 2
big
wide.
slide. How about it? 2 wide, almost 3 wide as they head down to turn number 1.
And I'm pretty sure that's Cole Butcher in the blue machine as he's going to pick up one here on Lewis Mason here as Lou Mason tucks in there. But
nope, you got him backwards. Looks like Mason's in the red, Butcher's in the nope. I had it right the first time. Butcher's in the red, Mason's in the blue.
Blue and red.
Yep, mixed them together, they make purple.
We need to go back to super lates.
Something. Great battle though between these this top 5 drivers here. Minus Noel Fougere. He's 6 seconds out away from these guys. He is checked out down and away here as we got 27, just under 28 minutes to go. But these 5 drivers putting on a clinic up here for P2.
Yeah, who's on third?
And what's on second?
Oh, I think I got it figured out. Tufts is in the Valvoline, Mike Rhino in the blue machine, Lewis Mason in the red Ferrari colors, and that's Cole Butcher in the black and silver.
Nope.
Black and yellow.
We'll go backwards. Mike Alexander is going to be in the black and yellow machine. There you see him. The 75, Cole Butcher in the red machine right in front of him. There you see Lewis Mason in the blue 580, Mike Rhino in that Valvoline machine in the number 34, and Caden Tufts going to be the 88 driver up in second. And we'll skip ahead quite a ways here to Noel Fougere, starting to come up on the back part of the field now, so going to be dealing with a little bit of lap traffic. We'll see if it slows him down any. But right now, it doesn't look like it. Up to a 6.5 second lead over Tufts.
Who's on first?
How many are on fourth?
99 bottles of beer in the wall.
Not for long.
26 minutes to go here. That's going to bring us close to the 15-minute mark. Terry had said to us that we will see that caution fly. It'll be a full course caution coming between 15 and 25 minutes. So getting close to that mark here to get a reset here. Quite a lot of these drivers looking for a restart here as they shake things up here in the early parts. 2 wide almost there as the blue machine tries to get a thing going here. But here comes Alexander. He's going to pick up one there in the black and yellow machine.
All-out brawl for P4 seems to have sorted out for now. Todd Cousins in that 02 car trying to close up a little bit of a gap. You can see a couple of lap cars kind of peppered in there as well. But the 02 car of Todd Cousins holding on to a top 10. He's up 5 spots from where he qualified. And a little bit further back, you can see that's a very familiar shade of red, the 141 Irrational Richard Drake holding on to the 8th position. Craig Kenny, Bobby Hutchins, the current top 10.
Jill Solner is the hard charger as well as Tanton Woolridge. both picking up 14 spots since the beginning of this one. Tanton Woolridge finding himself in P12, shaking it up here tonight. The youngster from Prince Edward Island into 56, making lots of mad moves here. But look, keep an eye on that 549. Jill Soliner and Aiden Christensen have been in tandem throughout the whole start of this one, and now find himself mid-pack in that 15-16 spot.
Taking another peek, seeing how Noel Fougere's doing with the lap traffic. You can see these guys looking in the rearview mirror, seeing the leader pulling over, getting on out of his way, and pulling on down and away. 8 seconds now to lead Noel Fougere, doing his homework here. Mazda's at Summit Point here in West Virginia.
Man, it would be unbelievable to listen in on Noel Fougere, the classic Bubbles impersonator, talking to his patrons out there. Wouldn't it be funny if you had the in-cockpit voiceover and he's talking to everybody in the Bubbles voice?
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Talked to Bubbles a couple of times here on ANTV, and it's always exciting to see Noel Fougere run very well. Anthem singer up there at a couple of the racetracks, so doing very well in that 36 car here at Summit Point.
Well, I think he's on a mission. Last time we talked to him here in the booth, he talked about not getting in one of these TCMs and coming close, picking up quite a few P2 positions. So here in the road course, maybe this is his coming here tonight. So he's picked up over 7.7 seconds now on Mike Rhino. Mike Alexander, teammate of Mike Rhino, has now caught up to him and now in the P3 spot. Caden Tufts finding himself P4. Cole Butcher on the outside of top 5.
And you can see a couple of lap cars kind of sprinkled in throughout the mix. Noel Fougere, the 36, coming all over the back bumper of the 46 car. Getting ready to try and get around 46, trying to stay on the lead lap. It looks like Fougere is going to get the preferred line here. Nope, going to be on the outside and make it look easy. Almost a little high, wide, and handsome action down by the beach. Crosses over the bumper, back on the track, and Fougere down and away even further.
I don't know. He must have been spending a lot of time this week preparing himself for the Monster race because he's been near perfect here all afternoon. But we are past that 15-minute mark here, 23 minutes to go here, so we will see that caution within the next 10 minutes, and that will be the great reset.
About Mike Rhino and
what's going on with that COVID.
Yeah, 100%. How about Mike Rhino trying to break up the draft there for Mike Alexander, weaving back and forth, and Alexander following right with him, trying to close up on the back bumper of that Valvoline number 34 Mazda. And one of the cool things about these cars, Mikey, they got brake lights. You can tell when the driver in front's stopping, which is a little bit different. We don't really have brake lights on super late models.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah, we do, but they're not hooked up. They're just stickers. Great onboard shot, riding shotgun there with Mike Rhino. A little convertible action in the Valvoline number 34. And these guys really ripping around this racetrack. You can see Mike Alexander starting to close the gap just a little bit, getting right up closer and closer to the bumper of the 34 car. We saw these guys brawl just a few laps ago for position. So cooling things off just a little bit, but business is about to pick up between a 34 and a 75.
They say a lot of stock car drivers cannot do the road course, and they turn left. But I've seen quite a few stock car drivers convert to the road course and do a fab job. You look at the 50 series here in Canada. Half of those courses are on the road course, and you take fellas like DJ Kennington and so on. It's amazing to see some of these guys from the short track days really making a strong presence on the road course, as we see Noel Fougere, who's not an actual race car driver. He spends a lot of time in the sim, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll see Fougere in a pro stock or maybe even in a late model.
Yeah, 100%. Taking a peek there at the 053 of Cole Butcher, running in the 4th position, trying to chase down that duo of Rhino and Alexander there in 2nd and 3rd. A little bit further on back, a little bit of time to try and make up, but still down and away, having a good solid top 5 run. Caden Tufts still right in behind him in the top 5. Cousins, Drake, Kenny, Hutchings, Black, the current top 10.
And Tanton Woolridge now coming in on 15 spots here. Now finds himself in P11. Hutchins, like you said, in the top 10 now in 9th spot, picking up 4 spots since the beginning here. Quite a few haymakers here today. Tam Woolridge, you also got Jill Zollner, Aiden Christensen picking up lots here. Tony Wright picking up 8 since the beginning. Christopher Carter picking up 7. Like you said, Todd Cousins picking up 6. So some big moves for some of these guys to the back. So we'll see once we get the reset here as we see a couple of cars taking a ride here. Look at this. What a slide job. Trying to save it here. No cautions here. They try to collect themselves.
Yeah, you can see the new damage model there on the Mazda and the 46 cars of Jesse Leclerc. Going to call for the tow truck and get that thing down on pit road, but not before getting hit by a couple of cars out on track. And there you can see Noel Fougere. Didn't see any of it in his rearview mirror. He's just too far away. 8-second lead now for Noel Fougere over the new second place driver, Mike Rhino, running in at second. Brought Mike Alexander with him. The 75 car now closer and closer to the back bumper of Mike Rhino for third. Caden Tufts and Cole Butcher, the top 5.
Well, Fougere's going to have to give up that huge gap he's had on Rhino and Alexander. 8.5 seconds is going to disappear once they do the reset. And here comes the first caution. It's just after the halfway mark here at 19 minutes and 20. We got Tim Terry collected. Maybe he was the one that pressed the button, but I believe this is going to be our full stop caution.
Full track caution. Everybody going to come down, change some tires, get some fuel, get everything lined back up here, and pull the belts tight. We'll do it one more again. Less than 20 to go here. Less than 19 minutes, not laps. Time attack here for the special event at Summit Point. So we're going to take just a little bit of time, take a minute to pay some bills. We'll be right back, though, here racing at Summit Point.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Have you seen my kick-ass subscription box anywhere? Oh, there it is.
Back once again, pit stops in the book. New leader, Tanton Woolridge, the number 56, appears to have stayed out on track. 25 spots up from where he qualified, started in the 26th position, currently running up in P1. He's got a couple of lap cars up in front of him and has the opportunity to still come down pit road here, Mikey, but I think track position might be the key here.
100%. But those fresh Goodyears are going to make it probably a big difference here. We're just over halfway here now. It'll be coming up on the 15-minute mark. So 15 to go here as the pace car brings them around to get the restart here. Tanton Woolridge, like you said, picking up 25 spots. Hard charger here tonight, taking the risks, no Goodyears, and not picking up a six-pack of beer on that last caution. Everybody else all fueled and ready to go. But Lewis Mason, quickest one off pit road, will find himself with the new Goodyears and find himself in a P2. Mike Rhino will be there as well. Noel Fougere, giving up that 8.5 second gap, now finds himself in P4.
One guy not fast on pit road is going to be Tim Terry. Got the Snapchat. It looked something like this, and it said, "We're done, boys," right across the top of it. So, going to be P27 for number 27, Tim Terry. Again, just like watching that new kid play horseshoes.
Hey,
Tim.
Horseshoes are 47 and a half minutes of required repairs. So I downshifted when I should have upshifted. You know how that works?
Yeah, up, down, B squared.
The crew is doing a motor swap, so when we're over doing the NEPs race at Talladega, they're probably still going to be here fixing the race cars. So,
well, when Brent Roy wrecks out of the Talladega race early, we'll send him back here to Summit Point to pick up the Mazda.
We'll slide over and get the Cody LeBlanc car from Oxford too while we're at it. But they'll come to 1 to green this time. They'll get doubled up and get back. It's probably going to be 28th. I think Jesse Leclerc has a car that still can go out there, but I feel bad. I could have picked up a couple more positions, but it was fun while it lasted.
Now, Paul, are you taking any notes? Because I know you're involved with the rent-a-car deal, so you know not to rent a car to Tim Terry.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of sim races in and out of rent a race car, and some have performed very, very well. Some, But one for driver performing very well here. Tanton Woolridge stayed out under the caution here. Everybody else came down for 4 fresh tires. A couple of drivers electing to take a reset there as well. You can see Lewis Mason in second, Mike Rhino in third, Noel Fougere the leader before that caution flag came out. Currently running in the 4th spot, Mike Alexander the top 5, Craig Kenny, Richard Drake, Caden Tufts, Todd Cousins, and Cole Butcher rounding out the top 10. Double duty driver Ryan Salvatore running in the 11th position.
Let's see what the youngster got for us on this fresh start here. 13 to go. Here's the pace car, brings her around. It's going to be Lewis Mason to the outside. Row number 2, Mike Rhino, Noel Fougere. Row number 3, Craig Kenny and Mike Alexander. Todd Cousins, Rational Richard Drake. And row number 4, Caden Tufts, Cole Butcher, completing your top 10 in row number 5. 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Pace car about to take off. Got the lights off. We are set to go here, Paul.
A little bit different than the initial start. We had the standing start to get going this evening to get the race kicked off for the initial green flag, and this green flag going to be a rolling start. So something these drivers haven't done here tonight, pacing around this racetrack under caution, under speed, following that pace car. And we made mention the lights are off. We're lined up 2 by 2 all the way through. Great to see so many drivers still out on track. 26, I believe, to my count, and 20 drivers still on the lead lap. So that's 20 drivers that could still win this thing here in 12 minutes. They're going to have to get around Tanton Woolridge up front, though.
Well, we're going to see 3, 4, possibly 5 wide on this restart here as we get set to go. Coming down the stretch here. And they're going to take that final corner into the home stretch here. This is going to be gnarly as that pace car is set to exit here and is all fire. Fire, fire, fire. Light the fire.
Fire, fire, hot. As is Woolridge. Down and away. That clean air, exactly what he needed on that 56 car. Going to be running with older tires. Been on those tires for almost a half hour now under racing conditions. We'll see if they hold up against the likes of Rhino and Fougere. You can see Rhino all over the back bumper, all over that bumper there on the side of the track, giving it all, trying to get out in front before Tanton Woolridge drives on away like we saw Noel Fougere do with the first part of the race, out to an 8-second lead before that caution came out. Woohoo! How about that?
that. Let's all go to the beach as we see everybody doing the slide job into the pea gravel. But it's going to be Mike Ryan here looking for a pass here. On the inside, we have a new leader as Rhino will take over here from Tanton Woolridge. Remember, Woolridge did not go down pit road, so fresh good years on Mike Rhino. And look at that, Noel Fougere is going to come with him. And Fougere's trying to come up through the front now. He has not been in traffic most of this race. And look at this, Fougere takes over that P2. Here comes Mike Alexander. This is really wicking it up here at the 10-minute mark here as we see Mike Rhino try to control this one. Here comes Alexander around Woolridge. That call not to come down pit road might have been a major mistake.
It's almost like they put all-terrain tires on these Mazdas and let them go eat the mud all over the racetrack, all over the dirt, all over the grass, and putting on one heck of a show here at Summit Point. Mike Rhino out in the front, but Tanton Woolridge back and forth. Noel Fougere in second. Mike Rhino out of line just a little bit, goes a little bit off to the left. He collects it back up, but Noel Fougere is there, and he wants that lead back. He's going to do everything he can to try and get around that Valvoline machine, and you can see a double tap on the brakes, closes right up, and everybody down in the beach. Mike Alexander wibbling, wobbling, didn't fall down, still holding on to that third spot.
Alexander holding on, took the brunt of that one, but I'm pretty impressed with Fougere's control, and as we see a couple cars coming for a ride here, lots of damage as we see a couple here going to fall all the way back. Looks like Mike Mason's going to be a part of that one. He's going to go all the way to the bottom of the pile as we see Richard Drake as well picking up some damage. Quentin Carpenter also on pit road, and Gilles Salner, man, oh man, horrible. Salner had an awesome run here, but what a shakeup here with 9 minutes to go.
9 minutes to go, and we are side by side for the lead. Mike Rhino in the 34 car. 3 wide for the lead. Mike Alexander sending it down there in the final long straightaway. Contact between Alexander and Fougere. Mike Rhino going to hold on to it. We're 4 wide. Here comes the 56 of Tanton Woolridge all the way down into the beach. He is done. How about that for sending it? Still side by side for the lead between Mike Alexander and Noel Fougere. How about that for a little bit of a brawl session?
Oh, well, Fougere was the bologna in that sandwich, and Tanton Woolridge wanted to be the meat, but didn't end up in the sandwich. Ended up bypassing and going straight through, but unfortunately for him, that's going to end the day. But Fougere is the one to watch here as he's all over the back bumper of your new leader, Mike Alexander, to 75. They call him Magic Mike for a reason. Man, what a job he's done here to get himself out in front. What a action-packed what we just watched between Alexander, Fougere, and the field. Man, that was unbelievable.
And you can see the drivers in the top 5 still all over the racetrack trying to take advantage, trying to get everything they can out of these Mazdas. Tanton Woolridge calling for the tow truck. Done for the evening. Going to be scored with, looks like 23rd position. But you can see still on board here with the 36 of Noel Fougere. Right within shooting distance of the back bumper. And you can see Mike Alexander weaving back, forth, trying to break up that draft on the long straightaway. Noel Fougere going to try and get down to the inside, changing it up just a little bit. He's doing everything he can to try and see where he can get around that 75 of Mike Alexander. He is there.
I think I'd want to hold here. 7 minutes to go. I'd stick to the back bumper and time this one here. But Mike Rhino was having a huge race here this afternoon and now finds himself in 8th spot, trying to come back. Look at that battle for P3. Lewis Mason, Todd Cousins, Cole Butcher's in the mix here now. Top 5 for Cole Butcher.
Ryan Salvatore finding himself in the top 10, holding on to it. Now he's in the front row. Now he's back on the racetrack in the number 12 car. Still in the top 10, dropped back down to 9th, holding on to it. Scary ride there for the 12. One driver down and around. That's going to be Caden Tufts in the 88. He's going to call for the tow truck. Still Mike Alexander up front, 6.5 to go.
Well, the Frenchman Gilles Salner, 22 spots since the start of this one, finds himself in P7. Doing a fab job trying to make things work here with 6.5 seconds to go here as we take a pick at our leaders, Mike Alexander, with about 2 car lengths on Noel Fougere Fougere a little bit patient now as we see him now try to set this up. He's been so dominant here this afternoon, but he may have picked up a bit of damage in that sandwich battle.
I believe there's a little bit of damage on both of these cars out front, about 3.5 seconds up here in front of the third spot of Lewis Mason in the 580 car. That's going to be the blue car from earlier, one of the blue cars from earlier. And you can see Fougere kind of backing up just a little bit, cooling the tires off, and now he's going to try and get after it once again, trying to use all of the racetrack to get up to the back bumper there of Mike Alexander in the 75. There you see Mason breaking away from this three-car battle here for the third, fourth, and fifth position. Cousins and Butcher going at it in the 02 and the 053. That's the red car from earlier, so Butcher's still holding on to that top five. And, man, what an absolute brawl here for the top five positions, and they're still going after it for the lead.
Yeah, pretty exciting here as we get to the 25-minute mark of this one, or 35-minute mark. 5 minutes to go here as they count it down. Alexander out in control of this one. Fougere just about an eighth of a second behind here. Look at this. Takes a peek to the outside. A little slide job for Noel Fougere. This is going to get dicey here as we get close to the final couple of seconds here as Fougere now wants to go toe-to-toe, side by side to come down into the stretch. Watch out. Here they come into the corner. Fougere will be your new leader as he takes control of this one. Once again, look at this. Mike Alexander fights back. Man, this is going to be a wild finish here for the TCM Special Event.
Beautiful setup there for the crossover for Mike Alexander. Hit the brakes a little bit early, got back down to the preferred line, got back around Noel Fougere. But there you can see Fougere fighting back, getting everything he can out of that car. Dead heat, 0-0-0 as they head into the S's here. A little bit of contact now between the 35 and the 75. Heavy braking. The 36 and the 75 checked by Matt. You can see Alexander fighting back here. Back and forth with the preferred line. Fougere trying to set up one more of those crossovers. He's going to think better of it. 3-4 minutes to go here. Left at Summit Point. He's going to fall back in the tire tracks, do a little bit of homework, catch his breath real quick, get back on the attack, and try and get around him again.
Well, this is the true definition of racing. You watch road courses, spectacular finishes, and this is going to be one of them, I do believe. Both drivers just sweating right now and on the edge right now as they deliver a show to the fans here at TCM. Fougere all over the back bumper now. Gage and now will come up to the side as they come down the stretch into this next corner. It's going to be wild as we see him come into turn number one. Hard. Not one of them going to lift here. Hard into the corner.
8 tires turn better than 4, and we saw that happen with a little bit of lean in there from the 75 into the 36. Everything good, clean, and green. The 75 now chasing Fougere in that 36 car. We'll see what he's going to do here. Less than 3 minutes to go here at Summit Point for the time attack, the special event. The Cole Butcher, Take Me Home, Country Road, 40 minutes here at Summit Point. Fougere holding on to it, almost a car to beat all night long, but Mike Alexander is there on one side of the bumper all the way over to the other side at the same time, scraping, bumping, doing everything he can to try and get that 75 car back up to the lead. 2.5 minutes to go.
There was 30 cars that started here in West Virginia at Summit Park, but this is all about these two drivers right now as they are both in sync, both sweating and on the edge. Noel Fougere is the one that's controlling this one, with Mike Alexander on the back bumper, applying tons of pressure as we take a quick peek there with that great camera shot here. Look at this. Man, it is unbelievable what these two drivers are putting on right now as Cole Butcher finds himself in P3 as we see a car come out of pit road. That's going to mess up Lewis Mason. That's going to shake things up there behind as well as Cole Butcher almost into the back bumper as we had a lap car come down pit road. Bit scary incident there for P3. But back to the leaders. Just under 2 minutes here to go. 1 minute and 45 seconds. And then it will be the final lap. We'll see what we'll take home here tonight. Will it be Noel Fougere's first official TCM win? Or Mike Alexander will upset this and find Fougere in that P2 once again?
A little bit of distance now, but you can see a little bit of outbraking there for the 75. Smoking the tires, goes all the way high, wide, and handsome. Tries to cut the corner back down, and he's going to see if he can get back up to the bumper here. We'll take a quick look at the brawl for third. There you can see the blue car of Mason, Cole Butcher, right in behind him, and they've got Todd Cousins in the 0-2 right there as well. But you made mention, Mikey, all about these two drivers up in the front. After 39 minutes of racing, it comes down to Noel Fougere in the 36, holding on to the lead by 0.3 of a second over the number 75 of Mike Alexander. Less than a minute to go here at Summit Point. That's going to be the white flag, according to Barney, in the flag stand. This is going to be an absolute brawl.
White flag, white rag, but will this end at the 0-0, or will they bring them all the way back to the start-finish line? That is a question. We didn't see that on the last time attack at the 0 mark. That was the official call of the race, so Alexander really has to get it on here just in case. I'm not 100% sure. Tim Terry could explain, but we got 20 seconds to go here. Will Fougere hang on to this one as they go into turn number 3? Down that stretch into turn number 4, man, Fougere is going to have a handful. 10 seconds to go here, Paul.
Alexander has until the start-finish line to try and get around Fougere, and you can see trying to set him up, running those corners just a little bit further on back, trying to see if he can maybe outbrake or get on the gas just a little bit quicker to try and get down and around that 36. You can see in these corners, closes right up to the back bumper, but Fougere, real good off of the corners, able to accelerate just a little bit better, putting a little bit of a distance now between Fougere and Alexander. 0.4 is the distance as they come around a couple of straightaways here. This is going to be interesting on this long straightaway. Coming into the final corner, Mikey.
Final corner, it's going to be Noel Fougere. It looks like he will hang on to this with 0.4 as Alexander sends it out to the corner here, but it's going to be Fougere taking home his first official win. What a show Noel Fougere and the 36 team has put on for the TCM fans at home here tonight. But give it up to Mike Alexander. Man, mad moves from Magic Mike, picking up 5 spots here this afternoon. Cole Butcher picking up 2 spots, finds himself on a podium. Todd Cousins going to come in 4th. Lewis Mason 5th. Mike Rhino, Jules Solner, he's your hard charger, picking up 22 spots since the beginning. He'll find himself in P7. Lone Newfoundlander in the top 10. Bobby Hutchins, Ryan Salvatore, and Quentin Carpenter, your top 10. But give it up to Bubbles, man. What a show him and Alexander put on for us for the last 10 minutes. What a wild finish. Tim Terry, what do you think?
That finish, the race between those two, phenomenal. A lot of respect between those two. The battle for third at the end. I don't know if we can get a YRD replay on the battle for third on that last lap, but Cole Butcher, Todd Cousins, Lewis Mason, what a show for them too. They put on one heck of a deal at the end. So congratulations to them. We're going to chat. Let's, Mike, why don't you chat with Cole Butcher?
Hey, Cole Butcher, you got a copy? Cole, you got a copy, bud? And we may have some issues with Cole's audio. Cole, you there?
Solid maybe.
Solid. Well, it is his show. It was Cole Butcher's special.
Let me hop upstairs and see if we can get that figured out. We have Noel coming in fairly quickly here, Paul, so just grab him when he comes in.
Roger that. So a great race here at Summit Point. Noel Fougere coming home with his first official TCM win, and comes here at Summit Point, taking a peek here at that brawl for third place. Cole Butcher, Todd Cousins, and Lewis Mason there, putting on one heck of a show, and great racing here, Mikey, all throughout the entire field. But how about that finish? And that finish for third, I think we got it hooked up. See if we can get hooked up again there, Mikey, with Cole.
Hey, Cole, you got a copy?
I believe so.
Hey, brother, man, what a year you're having, and you asked for a special event on the road course, and your wish was given. Take us through tonight, coming in here tonight. Did you throw down a lot of laps before tonight?
I'll probably put 20 laps in, 20 solid laps in.
20 solids. Not bad. That final go there, you had a car coming out pit road, almost got into yourself and Lewis Mason. That must have been pretty sketchy there at the end.
Yeah, we had a pretty good race. It was exciting for the fans.
100%. And pretty wild to be on the track. Tim Terry finishing in 27th position, so did not give you a run here tonight. Did you think you had something for the leaders coming in?
I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect, honestly.
That's pretty awesome, man. Anybody especially want to thank here tonight?
Thank you, Tim Terry, for putting this on for me.
There you go. He told me I could call it whatever I want, so I was pretty tame there at the beginning. So we look forward to seeing you back here on trackside again, and hopefully get you back in the booth. But congratulations from all of us, Cole.
Thank you for having me.
Big 10-4. That's Cole Butcher, your P3, taking home a big podium finish here as they battled it out for that P3.
And a great run all throughout the field here. Big time action at Summit Point, a little road racing time attack action here. And going to see if we can catch up with our winner, Noel Fougere, bringing it home after a heck of a brawl between he and Mike Alexander in that 75. Noel, talk to us about those last 5 or so laps, man. Great run.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. This was some of the most fun I've had on iRacing in a long time. I mean, Mike drove a great race. That was fun. I mean, as you can see, me and him just battling hard for the last few laps of the race. Clean though, which is the important thing. A lot of give and take, and just good hard racing. But yeah, no, glad we could come home with another win. Fun race. I love doing these kind of quirky little different races. Doing a road course race here or a NASCAR race there. So definitely fun to switch it up every once in a while and get something different on the go. The races the last little bit have been really, really clean and really good. This is some of the best group of guys I've raced with. Super respectful and super clean all around. I noticed especially in this race, there's a lot of give and take, a lot of sorry mans, and a lot of you goes and he goes, and a lot of respect overall, which is definitely makes it a lot more fun to race in.
Absolutely. It looked like it was a fun combination on track, talking to a couple of drivers throughout, including Tim Terry. What was it like seeing Tim on the track? I guess he didn't really see him too much from the lead.
No, it's always good seeing Tim run around. He always spends a lot of his time in putting these things on and organizing these things. So I'm sure it's fun for him to take the organizer hat off and put the driver helmet on for an evening. It's always good to see.
100%. I want to give you an opportunity here, Noel. A great run at Summit Point. Coming home, first official TCM Special Events win, from what I understand. So congratulations. I want to give you the opportunity to thank anybody that makes it happen for the Virtual 36 team.
Yeah, I got everyone watching at home. My dad's actually upstairs watching me, and my grandparents are at their place watching. Thank you guys, of course, for another great broadcast. And got to thank Tim for throwing this on. And I guess I should give a thanks to Cole Butcher for the idea for throwing this race on. And it was a fun combination. So
fun combination on track, fun combination from here in the booth. Put on one heck of a show. Congratulations again for the win here tonight.
Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And we're going to slide it on down a little bit further on down pit road. Mikey, you've caught up with the other Mikey, Magic Mike Alexander.
Hey, Mike, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
A lot of times we spend up here in the booth, and a lot of times you take the win. Tonight you're going to find yourself in a P2. What a wild show yourself and Noel Fougere put off for us today, and the fans at home watching it in. Take us through that final 5 minutes and how much sweat equity you put in.
Yeah, I didn't even know this race was being broadcasted, and I'm sure you guys were given quite a little treat between me and Noel there, because that was quite the race.
It was hell yeah. That was pretty wild to watch the two of you guys go at it. A lot of respect back and forth between the two of you.
Yeah, no, he's one of the guys that I would trust enough to race like that with. There's a lot of guys that I wouldn't be able to race like that with, and but he's definitely one of them. He's really good.
So winter months are upon us. A lot of iRacing going on. Take us through what you got coming up for 2022.
Still putting the sportsman car together. I know I've been saying that for 2 years, but just taking my good old time with that one. I'll keep pittering away with Tim's iRacing stuff here. And there's another league I run, Upstate Racing League. I run that on Thursdays, but pretty much other than that, I don't do much more on here.
Yeah, spent a lot of time in the garage over the winter months trying to prep, eh?
I don't know if I would say that.
A lot of drinking beer.
Yeah. I have a hard time getting down there, but when I do, I put my time in. But getting me down there sometimes a chore.
Yeah.
But
Well, congratulations from all of us, Mike. Anybody you want to thank here tonight for the big P2?
yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mike Rhino. He had a really good run going, and it sucks that he was taken out like that. But and then all the guys were Rev Racing, Arner Kinsmans, the usual guys.
It was pretty wild to see that position between yourself and Fougere, and as well as Mike Rhino there. It was pretty hairy there going into that corner.
Yeah, there was a couple times where I was definitely holding my breath, but we for the most part, other than that one with Mike, we all made it through. I was pretty surprised, that for as close as me and Noel were running, like as good as we are, it's still quite a feat that we didn't end up wrecked. So,
100%, man. Again,
I can second that.
congratulations from all of us, man. What a wild night.
thanks, Mike.
Now, Fougere, do you got any bubbles for us?
Well, I mean, I suppose what's going on tonight now.
Were you talking bubbles through your microphone to the rest of the drivers? That's what we were wondering.
Well, I mean, sometimes, a little bit of motor racing action here at Summit Point Raceway Motorsport Park in the Mazda MX-5s,
So this is your, Paul was talking to you earlier, but is this your first official TCM win?
No, actually, this is, I think, officially my 7th
This is
TCM event win.
so. This is 7th. This is 4 of the season. And Mike, if you were here on Sunday, he won the Jim Hallahan 333. So this is 3 in a row for Noel.
I did check in, but I was not on the top. So
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It
It's your
happens.
first time
It was
for
a rough
everything.
weekend.
It happens.
There's a ton of people over here got COVID, so it's going pretty rampant. Your good buddy Phil Fowler's hurting pretty bad there now, Tim.
Oh, we wish him all the best. I know he was in there practicing a little bit earlier for New Hampshire, so hopefully he's feeling good enough that he hops in and we see him tomorrow. But that was a great race. Congratulations to Noel and Mike. What a great show. 3rd place was awesome. The 27th place finisher, they're still fixing the motor in that race car. But we've got to head over, Paul. We're going to have a brief intermission here of about 10 minutes or so on the stream, and then we're going Talladega racing, aren't we?
That we are. I don't know how quick that jumbo jet is, but we got to get from West Virginia to Talladega, Alabama in about 10 minutes. So we're going to hop on that jumbo jet and blast on off to parts unknown. So we will absolutely be back and ready for action here in 10 minutes time at Talladega for the New England, Pennsylvania Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series. You don't even have to do anything. We're going to be right here on this very same screen, bringing you all that action live from Talladega. And we'll be right back after this brief intermission. We're traveling down that road, and we're flirting with disaster. Welcome, everybody, back to Vidane TV for the Flirting with Disaster 50, presented by JI Music, here with the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series here at Talladega Super Speedway. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. pulling double duty up here in the broadcast booth, and joining me from Summit Point, just got on the jumbo jet, stopped for a quick gas station sandwich, or an airport sandwich, I guess. You don't really fly an airplane into a gas station, but stopping for a quick airplane sandwich. Tim Terry, how we doing, Tim?
If you're flying an airplane into a gas station, that's not the way to do it.
Been a long day.
It has been. We got in the plane, the virtual plane, after we grenaded the virtual motor in the Mazda at Summit Point, and now we're here to see these guys go at it for 50 laps at Talladega. This is going to be a fun race. First of two races this week for the Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series. We have a NEPs challenge, and I believe all three have taken the challenge. So those three at the top: Ryan Messer, Mike Hopkins qualified well tonight, but he's going to start at the back, as well as Stephen Daddio.
Three fast drivers. It'll be interesting to see where they end up here tonight. Taking a peek at the 30-car field as they go across your screen on that ticker. One driver to keep an eye on, Ryan Salvatore, pulling double duty here tonight. Just ran that Mazda to a top 10 finish at Summit Point there in West Virginia. Jumped on the old jumbo jet with us and flew on out here to Talladega, Alabama. There's a couple of fast drivers there at the back of the pack too. Ryan Libby in the 46 car starting shotgun in the 30-car field, so he's going to have a little bit of work to do in that 46 ride. But up front, it's going to be Brandon Marhefka and Keith Lord, going to be the new front row after that NEPs challenge.
Absolutely. Scott McDonald going to move up as well. We got Dale Glessner to the outside, and John Peters, after qualifying within the top 10, is now going to start within the top 5 as he appears to be, I believe, starting in position number 5 as we get ready to go green for 50 laps around this place. These super speedway races usually tame for the NEPs guys. We've seen them with the Shift Marketing Design Grand National Series, the Super Trucks last year. They know how to get it done. We'll see what they can do here over 50 laps. Same rules apply as every week, Paul. They do have a quick repair, so if the big one does happen, they have an opportunity to get those race cars fixed. But we'll see who comes out on top over 50 laps, presented by JI Music.
That was reigning, defending, two-time back-to-back champ, new points leader, John Peters in the 09 car. But I digress. John Peters with his top 5 starting position after those NetBets driver jumping into the back of the pack. There goes the pace car. He's going to grab him a cold Coke and a corn dog, the 13 and the 17 NH up on the top there for Keith Lord. Brennan Marhefka down on the bottom side. Lots of distance in between them as they go down that long front straightaway, waiting for that green flag to fly and send us racing for 50 laps here at Talladega. And there it is. Barney in the flag stand waving that green flag, racing here at Talladega.
It'll take about a half lap or so to get these guys really up to speed and wound up. Keith Lord on the outside trying to take the advantage over Marhefka. They're side by side as they work around this racetrack. Scott McDonald gets a little momentum with the 09 tucked up tight to the back bumper. We'll see who makes the moves, who gets any advantage here down the back straightaway.
One of the biggest unknown races getting into the season is Talladega, as well as Alabama, as well as Daytona. As the 44 car goes down underneath that yellow line, he's going to fall all the way back to the back of the pack for Scott McDonald. Didn't like what he saw up front. He was going to see what it felt like down towards the back, and looks like he's actually still off the pace. Going to lose the draft here on lap 1. That's going to be tough to recover from in that 44 camp.
I think he's anticipating probably a caution, and we've seen a few on these super speedways, but these drivers know how to get it done, and obviously a lot of respect in between these Shift Marketing and Design Grand National drivers, but still plenty of laps to go. 49 laps left in this race, 1 lap completed. Dale Glessner with a little help from Austin Belke going to take the lead away. Marhefka a little sideways in the back bumper of the 17 of Keith Lord. They'll drag race down the back straightaway, and it looks like the 10 going to have the advantage.
Salvatore up there in the 12 car as well, running in the 8th position there on the inside. The driver that did pull double duty here tonight ran up to a top 10 at the Summit Point race in the Mazdas, and now he's running here in Talladega with the NEPs League and having a good solid run so far. But keep an eye on that 24 car. I love looking at Austin Belke's car because that particular paint scheme he's got really reminds me of that Jurassic Park car that Jeff Gordon got caught with he and Ray Evernham back in the day. That car is very, very quick, and that driver very quick on super speedways. We saw that as he had a breakout season in the NEP Super Truck Series just a moment ago. And man, oh man, lots of jumbling up action here. Caution flag going to fly. It looks like we got a couple of drivers off track.
Yeah, caution flag number 1 going to fly. One of those,
Ryan
Ricker. Libby. Ricker, oh, yeah, he's on his roof. U-House is also in the grass there. And multi-car incident. And I think Wyatt Alexander's involved in this one, Paul. We'll cue up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay and see what brought this yellow flag out. A lot of drivers going to be using those quick repairs.
Yeah, 100%. And U-House Racing Design jumping on board. Check those guys out on Facebook. Lots of paint schemes and button boxes, all sorts of sim racing tools and things that you need to get the job done. Going to take a look here from the spotter stand because a lot of drivers involved in this one from about mid-pack on back, and we'll be able to see the initial caution here, or the initial contact. There you can see the 96 car getting spun, collecting Corey Casagrande in the 7. Ricker, big slide on his roof all the way down the racetrack. Kopech gets a piece of it as well. Hey, look, Mike Hopkins made it through.
I think looking back at this, I think the caution might have been for the 2696. I think that was the car behind the 96 that might have given a little push to Wyatt Alexander, but if you look back at it, Kyle Casagrande ahead of them. Maybe Wyatt tried to make a move down to the inside. Brent, either way, they just made a little bit of contact, and Corey Casagrande there got a little bit of damage too.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it in slow motion here. Keep an eye on that high line. Corey Casagrande, or Kyle Casagrande there in the 7, right in behind Chalu in the 01, and you can see the 96 kind of takes a peek down there, and Brent Roy takes a little bit of a shot at the back bumper of the 96. Wasn't quite square, sends him on down and around. There's the 56 car, barely squeaking on by. That's your second place driver in the points. Evan Belvedere holding on to that. And another big thing to keep an eye on, Zane Farrell led the points earlier on in the season. You could see him down on the bottom of the racetrack trying to avoid the calamity here. He came into tonight 3rd in points, and he's got a lot of damage there on the front of the nose there. You see from the back bumper of the 3 cars. So going to be an interesting point shakeup here at Talladega.
And you know what, Paul? This might be a good opportunity, as I think we are still. This is coming to 2 to go, I believe here. See if we can't maybe dial up our in-race reporter Corey Casagrande and see if he can't get a word or two with him, because I think what did he call himself earlier this week? The voice of NEPs, or the voice of reason, or the voice? He called himself the voice of something. I don't know what it was, but he's our in-race reporter tonight.
Yeah, he called himself. He calls himself a lot of things. And tonight's in-race reporter, according to the NEP iRacing Twitter account, Corey Casagrande and the 7CT car getting caught up in an early race incident. Currently scored in the 22nd position, but coming off pit road. Corey, talk to us, man. How's that car feel?
I don't know. I was kind of just riding quarter throttle there, and it looked like I'm not sure what happened. I think the 229 Brent Roy might have hacked up his teammate Evan and turned him right in front of me. So good thing we got a quick repair, and now I'll have to take it pretty easy for however many laps we have to go, unfortunately.
45 laps to go left in this one. Flirting with disaster. 50 already flirting with disaster in the 7CT car. And you're back there with some mixed company. Mike Hopkins in the 78 looks like he's still got all the quarters on that race car 5 laps in. So that's great to see for the 78 camp. And Zane Farrell getting a piece of that action as well. Any chance you'd be hooking up with those guys going up towards the front, or what's the plan for the rest of the race here?
Yeah, probably try to work with them now. You know, we're all on the same radio channel, so those guys didn't use their quick repair yet, so I think they're in a little bit of a different strategy boat than me. They can take a little more chances. Right now, we kind of just got to make sure we can make it to lap 49 at least.
100%. A little bit of work to do here from the back of the pack, but still a fast race car in that 7 car. So good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks.
Corey Casagrande in the 7CT car. A little bit of little bit of damage on that car, but he made mention, Tim, got that quick repair, so he's able to get himself a new car. But now he's got to be careful because everybody else that is still up in the front of the pack has that reset. He's going to be racing with what he's got.
And I think we just saw that. He mentioned running quarter throttle around this racetrack, and we've seen that plenty of times here, whether it's with NEPs or it's with loose lugs or what have you on these super speedways, that you save yourself a little bit. You save that race car. You don't need to win it on lap number 1. As Corey mentioned, get to lap 49 and get to that white flag lap on 50, and then be able to battle it out for the win. So we'll see what transpires here. The lights atop the pace car are off next time by. We'll be going racing with Keith Lord, Brandon Marhefka, Dale Glessner, Austin Bulkey, John Peters, your top 5. Pretty much the same top 5 as we had when we started the race.
Lining them up 2 by 2, getting ready for restart number 2 here. And this is going to be interesting because the initial start of the race, you have to wait for the flag man. After the second, or after the first start, the restarts are policed by the driver that's going to be starting up in the front. You can see Lord down on the bottom side, Marhefka up on the top side in the 13 car, Bulkey, Glessner, and Marhefka. So a couple of brothers up in the top 5. Got to wonder if they're going to be working together, if they've got any kind of team or family orders, or if we're just going to make the next family gathering awkward and work against each other. But having a good run so far here, 6 laps in for the Flirting with Disaster 50, brought to you by J.I. Music.
So they'll come back to green this time by, and obviously this is the wild card. You mentioned off the top of the show, Paul, here and Daytona, the 2 real wild cards in this one. Yeah, there's some road courses where you're going to see some guys be a little bit better and kind of flex their muscle a little bit. You're going to see those 1.5 miles where we see guys like Steven Daddio running up front, but these super speedways are a wild card. You can gain points, you can lose points real quick. Mentioned Evan Belvedere, middle of the pack, 15th. Zane Farrell, early season point leader, back of the pack right now. Kenny Kibbe in the 4, middle of the pack. So lap number 6, still plenty of laps to get it done, but I'm pretty sure this is going to change a couple of times before this thing's all said and done.
Absolutely. We see that happen many, many times here at Talladega. A lot of drivers still have to come down pit road at least one more time throughout the course of the next 44 laps, 43 laps once we cross the stripe here. But you can see the pace car down on pit road coming up on that restart zone there on the outside wall there. And Lord is going to take that 17 NH car, hammer down, green flag out. One more time, heading on down into turn number 1, still 2 by 2, all the way through. Green flag racing once again here at Talladega.
It'll take about a lap to get these drivers really up to speed, or 3/4 of a lap as the 10 of Glessner to the back bumper, the 17 NH of Keith Lord, the 09 of Peters, the 12 of Salvatore to the back bumper, and here comes Devin Marhefka in the 22 to take a look to the outside. 3 cars on the outside. You got the 2 Marhefkas and Austin Belkey in the middle as they try to make some ground up on the outside along with the Ford Kenny Kibbe.
That 24 car going to come back to him. Big time push there for the number 13 all over his back bumper, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on, Tim, throughout the rest of this race. The 24 car making the high side work. You can see there's about half as many cars up on that high side. You can see the 4 car jumping up there now to try and help out a little bit with the draft, but a great push there from the number 24. That's going to come in handy later on in this race for sure. That 24 very, very quick here. And again, had a great season in the Super Truck Series with NEPs back last year towards the end of the winter months, and having a good run of it here at Talladega up in the top 5.
Mentioned Chalou up there as well. Charles Lewandowski in the top 10 to the outside. They've got a little help or a little company to the outside with Brent Roy and the 56 of Evan Belvedere, but Charles hasn't had a whole lot of luck this year. It seems like every time he's running up front, something breaks or bad luck bites him, and was in the top 10 before those 2 worked to the outside, but good to see the Chalou performance 0-1 of Charles Lewandowski up here early as Roy and Belvedere had that run, but it's kind of stalled out now on the outside.
Side by side, 3 wide by 3 wide by 3 wide up in the front, and business picking up there. Bulkey up on the top side, leading that highlight. The 13 car leading the middle, and Lord down on the bottom. The 17 NH with a push from Glessner down on the bottom side, and this right here is why NEPs is one of the premier leagues in the iRacing group. Lots of talent in this field here. Lots of there's a rookie there in the Toyota. He's got rookie spelled out in yellow there. I believe that's a 43 car. You and I talked about that earlier on. But a little bit of calamity up in the front, but they're holding on to it. Great holding up in the front. Glessner going to sneak on up into the middle line, and Belke still leading the top side.
That middle line for about the last half lap kind of scared me a little bit, Paul, as that outside line is going to get a little bit of momentum here. The 10 of Glessner got a little boopski in the back from the 13 of Brandon Marhefka. We saw a little bit of that in the Mazda race that we just covered for TCM. And then the 09 of John Peters tried to get up in a hole and realized last minute it wasn't there behind Dale Glessner. But now we're 3x3x3 for the top 9 positions. Roy and Belvedere giving a little shove to the 24 of Belke as will pull even down the back, and Glessner will have company to the outside. Oh boy.
Intense action and beautiful camera angles brought to you by Track Cams 22. Brent Roy all over the back bumper of Austin Belke on the high side, trying to push him to the lead. Took a glimpse down and underneath him just a little bit, trying to get some air on the front end of that number 26 car. Looks like he might be overheating just a little bit. You can see he's going to pull out a line now, let Belke drop into the back of the pack. That's going to dismantle that high line. We're now 2x2 throughout the top 15 cars at this point. Heads up racing here throughout the top, and Brent Roy trying to make that high line work once again. The 56 of Evan Belvedere trying to close into the back bumper. Not quite there. Austin Belke thinks he's a little bit quicker, going to try and jump in there as well. Oh, by the way, we're still side by side for the lead with Lord down in the bottom, Glessner up in the top side for in that 10 car.
There's a little point here. Oh, Marhefka sideways on the back bumper of Glessner. Not the first time, and probably not the last time this evening that 13 car is going to get a little free in the draft pack. But I think some of these drivers might have hinted and might have saw that the sense of urgency seems to be a little heightened compared to what we're used to here in this NEP series on lap number 11. And guys like Charles Lewandowski have fallen back a little bit here from this pack up in front. Dale Glessner going to lead lap number 11, and here comes the 26 again with his 229 Autosports friend to the outside. But they're only 2 now. The other 2 lines on the inside have a little more steam.
And you can see there's everybody closing back up, the accordion effect, trying to get back up towards the front of the pack. And that pack, about 20 cars, 25, 30 cars deep, as we see a nice wide-angle shot there again from TrackCams22.com. Beautiful iRacing custom camera packs that you can pick up for yourself. And we like showing them off here on Verdane TV. But how about that battle up front between the 17 and company with the 10 car and company? And oh, by the way, points leader John Peters, second car in line. Ryan Salvatore there in the 12. Double duty here tonight. Came home with the top 10 in the TCM Special Event, the Time Attack Cole Butcher Special. Take me home 40-minute race at Summit Point. And now he's racing, jumped out of the Mazda, jumped into the Xfinity car, and he's running in the top 5, top 10 here at Talladega with the NEPs League working at lap number 13, 14 as we cross the stripe. We're still 2 wide, we're 3 wide, a couple rows back as the 229 Autosports guys still trying to make the magic happen up in that high, wide, and handsome line.
Ooh, Marhefka again sideways ahead of the pack, and they have to let off just a wee bit to maintain that pack up in front. But you mentioned Ryan Salvatore started deep in that Mazda race because he was right alongside me, I believe, or right around where I started back in about 20th place, and worked his way up and had a little got bunched around like a pinball on the second half of that race, but still managed a top 10 finish, I believe, out of that one. And right now in the top 10, putting that number 12 car near the front of the field, the outside line, getting a little bit more momentum now, Paul, after the middle groove got a little bit sideways. It's now led by John Peters, and that 13 car of Brandon Marhefka, he's got a handful.
And I've been in that situation before as a Super Speedway Series racer back in the day myself. Trying to lead that outside line is incredibly difficult. You got guys behind you, guys in front of you, and guys on either side, and you're trying to figure out what everybody else is doing while trying to control yourself as well as we get that outside line, getting a little bit of more organization there. John Peters in the 09 car sliding all the way up to that outside line. He's going to get a little bit of a push now from Brent Roy in the 26, the 56 right in behind him, but it's still 17 and 10 up front for that lead. That lap could have been anybody's lap.
Yeah, absolutely. The 09 of Peters has now found his 229 Autosports teammates to the outside, and the middle pack being led by Dale Glessner with the Marhefkas on the back bumper, a little sideways again out of the corner, and Brandon's got a handful. I keep saying that every single lap, but especially at a turn 2, that thing gets a little bit light on him in the middle, Paul, and we've had a couple of moments there as the 229 guys are going to take the inside. Kyle Casagrande to the outside now. One of the lone drivers to the outside, Austin Belke, was going to go to the outside, it looked like, but he's going to go to the inside of the 7. Contact.
Contact between the 24 and the 7. Kyle Casagrande going to take the brunt of that. He's going to fall back just a few positions. Hopefully he's able to tuck it right in there and catch the draft of this pack. And you can see the 24 car dropping back a bit as well to try and gather its thoughts and get back to rolling once again. Too wide now. John Peters, the current leader. Glessner fighting back on the outside with a push from the Marhefkas, the 13 and the 22 on that outside line. They got Austin Belke closing on up in that outside line as well. Got that pusher closing up, and here comes the 4 car of Kibbe closing into the back of the pack here as well. So trying to make a little bit of magic happen, sorting it out too wide, and it's hard to say, or it's crazy to think here, Tim, we're too wide all the way throughout the field, and it's actually a little bit less action-packed than it's been the past 5 laps or so.
Well, there's no 3 wide. A little bit of a deep breath from some of these drivers up in front, because there was that, I keep coming back to the word sense of urgency, but you could feel that nervous energy when we were 3 wide, especially in that middle groove where they were trying to get that thing straight and keep it pointed in the right direction, and they are pointing it towards the lead right now because Dale Glessner is going to poke out with the YRD number 10 to the front of the field, the 13 of Marhefka right tucked up tight, and we'll see what happens here coming off the corner because the 13 has had a couple of moments. It's straight off of the corner. Looks like it's driving like a Cadillac now as the 13 looks to the outside, tries to get a little bit of air inside that race car.
Needed a couple of laps to get the tires warmed up, get that setup feeling right, and a lot of times here at Talladega, you get the setup nice and quick. You still got the tape on it from qualifying, and it doesn't quite feel right, so you got to get a couple laps in under your belt to get used to it and get it all figured out. But there you can see Brent Roy second, John Peters first. Brent Roy trying to take a peek in the outside, wondering if that car's running hot. We saw that happen earlier on. Brent Roy was doing a little bit of pushing, had to kind of duck out, get some air on that car, and ended up losing a couple of positions. But back up front in that recar number 26 car, again, all over the back bumpers of John Peters and the 10 car of Dale Glessner holding on to the lead on the outside line. He's got Marhefka and the 22 car holding on to him.
Side by side up in front, the 229 gang on the inside, the 10 of Dale Glessner leading that second groove. Kenny Kibbe, 5th in line now as they've changed up a little bit. The 13, as you mentioned, now back to position number 4 on the outside with the 22 of Devin Marhefka, giving a little bit of a shove to the 10 of Glessner. They'll come by this time, complete 18 laps of this race, and Glessner's going to try to get a lap led here, but John Peters working that inside.
And here's Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. sounding like a broken record. Look at that 24 car. A couple laps ago, we saw him make a little bit of contact drop all the way back to the back of the pack. Take a look at him now, working lap number 19. 3rd car on the outside line, back on the back bumper of that 22 car, ready to push somebody up to the lead. But right now, that lead's being held on by Dale Glessner. A little bit of a nose on John Peters, but there you can see huge push from the number 26 car as they head on down into turn number 3. It's going to have the preferred line down on the bottom side, and we'll see who leads this lap as they cross the stripe. 30 to go once we get to that line.
30 laps remaining, or 31 laps remaining this time by, so complete 19 of this 50-lap event, and John Peters continues to lead. Roy in behind, Belvedere behind them, Keith Lord on that inside line, and Ryan Salvatore. 2 distinct lines up in front, and you can see throughout the field on some of these shots that there really hasn't been that third groove formed up there, and there are 26 cars in this pack, all the way back to Brian Shipp, who's barely hanging on in the 48 car.
26 cars in this group of the 30 that started, and millions watching at home, well, the hundreds watching at home. Want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., Tim Terry in the production booth calling the action here for the Flirting with Disaster 50 brought to you by J.I. Music. Check them out on Facebook, check them out on the web, and check out the NEPs League as well at NEPI Racing on Twitter, and be sure to look for NEPs Bets on Twitter as well. Lots of trash talking between these drivers throughout the week as we got a little off-track incident there. Bright yellow car. I believe that's Sal in the 12 car going down for a ride.
And we still stay green flag racing as Ryan going to try to hot merge back up onto the racetrack. And he's flirting with disaster because he's flirting with the apron. He's going to be able to get back up onto the racetrack. But that 26 car pack that we have is going to be a little bit less because I think a lot of those drivers had to kind of breathe the throttle a little bit to make sure they didn't get into something that they didn't want to.
100%. And that's a lot of different decisions being made at almost 200 miles an hour. Now, granted, it's a virtual 200 miles an hour, but still here in the iRacing world, very realistic here, and lots of decisions to be made of what you're doing, where you're steering the car, brake, throttle, who's contact you're going to make into, lots of different things going through your mind at the same time here. That's why I sit in the production trailer, push buttons, and talk about race cars rather than being in behind here. But Tim, the last time I was in a car, I'll tell everybody that listened, I finished P3 in a TCM Special Event.
What feature was that?
That was the C main, the Conti race, and we were only taking 2.
Yeah, it's a tough break for that 94 team that night. But who knows? Maybe you'll be able to get back behind the wheel this weekend. I know there's at least one of those special events coming up. And we're starting to see some drivers that we haven't talked about all night long. Ryan Libby got the fast repair on the last caution. He is back up here in this lead pack. Ryan Messer was one of them that took the NEPs Bets Challenge presented, I believe, by Arsal TV. That announcement was made today over on Twitter. And Messer, one of them that took the back of the pack challenge, as did Mike Hopkins. Clean race car for him as he's coming towards the front. Dylan Kopech, Stephen Daddio, another one of those drivers that I believe took that challenge. So all 3 up here at the back of the lead draft. But some names we haven't really talked about. Unfortunate for Sal, but fortunate for some of these other drivers because they're getting an opportunity. Oh, hello, Hopkins turns Keith Lord.
And there you can see that's going to be big-time contact for both the 17 and the 78. Mike Hopkins and Keith Lord bringing out caution flag number 2, just shy of halfway. And it'll give us an opportunity here to pull up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And it's going to give these guys an opportunity here, Tim, to come down pit road as well.
That's a tough break for the 78 and a tough break for the 17. After coming from the back of the pack this evening, Mike Hopkins had a little contact there with the 17. What happened, Paul?
Yeah, we'll take a look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay from the choppa, and you can take a look here. Down on the bottom side, there's the contact. 78 into the back of the 17 NH, and big contact in the inside safer barrier for the 17. 78 gives it a little bit of a bump ski and shoots on away, and these drivers both have their faster pairs down on pit road, so we'll see if they come down and take them, and we'll also see if some of these lead lap drivers come down here as well.
About halfway through this race, so the opportunity to come down, get fuel in these race cars, get service. You'll be able to make it the rest of the way on what you have, but we'll see who ends up coming down, who ends up staying out on the racetrack, and who ends up taking a quick repair at the back of the field and having that opportunity. You believe 2 of them at least involved in that incident will take a quick repair here, but Dale Glessner scored as the leader, and he will be the first one to come down or bypass pit road.
Looks like mixed feelings here on pit road, and you can see the pace car has the lights on. Stacked crowd here at Talladega, virtually here, and you can see we get up to the entrance of pit road, everybody's coming down, and this is going to be the opportunity for these drivers to get a little bit of fuel. They don't need an entire fuel tank or a fuel load here at Talladega, only going 50 laps total, and we've had at least a couple of caution laps for these guys to save, so we'll see if we get a splash and go, maybe some 2-tire stops, 4-tire stops, and we'll see who comes out on top here, but everybody on the lead lap, all 28 of those drivers coming down pit road for service.
Glessner is taking 4. Brandon Marhefka ahead of him hit the pit wall, I believe, coming onto pit road, overshot his box. Glessner is down and away, and I believe he will of the 4 tire changes win the race off pit road. Belvedere, Libby, Roy, Peters, among them out in front, and I would think they might have taken 2.
Yeah, lots of drivers out here taking 2 tires after 24 laps on the initial sets, and you can see a couple of 4-tire stops there, and apparently the graphics don't want to work here for us on a pit stop strategy, so that's...
Paul, fuel only for the 09 and John Peters. I didn't see that car go up in the air, so that might be a little bit of strategy for some of those up near the front of the field, too, is taking that fuel only. And the 229 guys, 1, 2, 4 off of pit road with Ryan Libby kind of in the middle of them.
Yeah, you can take a peek. A lot of those drivers started in towards the back. John Peters started in the top 10 back in 9th spot. He gained 8 up to the lead where he is now. Brent Roy currently in 2nd, up 21 spots. Ryan Libby, the biggest gainer here tonight, up 21 spots. Check that, up 27 spots. And Evan Ballou in the 56, up 20 spots on the evening. The next biggest mover going to be Dylan Kopech. Haven't talked about him too much here tonight. In the 16 car, in the top 10. He's up 12 spots, running in the 7th position. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that Kopech machine either. So having a pretty solid run here halfway through the Flirting with Disaster 50 here at Talladega.
I want to chat about and I don't want to be negative, you talked about the biggest movers of the race. I'm going to talk about the other way on this one. Zane Farrell currently scored way back in 29th place. There he is. A little bit of rear end damage to the U-House Racing Designs car. But I talked to him earlier this season, and he told me that they were going to run the pink car, the pretty pink thing, or whatever you want to call it, at the start of the season. They ran it up until December, past the October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Then he told me at the start of the calendar year, we're going to run the white car at night. We saw it last week when we ran a night race, and we're going to run the black car, the black base, during the day. Last time I checked, Talladega's never had lights, so let's ask Zane Farrell. Zane, I thought you were running the black car during the day.
We switched to the white one. I like the white we'll probably have it all year round now.
Okay, so we're done with the black car. That's in the shop for the rest of it, right?
Yep, it's on jack stands. It might come back out.
Okay, so what a little bit of rear end damage. How much is that affecting you right now?
Not good. I dropped to the back. I didn't like where I was starting. I felt like it was going to be a wreck, and there was a wreck where I was starting, and I still got damage even being in the back. So I don't know what we're going to do here. Just kind of ride it out and save the fast repair for hopefully the last 5 to 10 laps.
Well, you've seen these guys race up in front. I'm sure they've got another caution in them. So get what you can, and you're not our in-race reporter tonight, so we'll let you go and make sure Corey doesn't get jealous.
Thanks, guys.
At Zane Farrell at the back of the pack right now, P29, Paul, but I do like the strategy of him saving that quick repair because I don't think we're done seeing the big wreck because all 30 cars still on the racetrack.
All 30 cars still on the racetrack, and 29 of those cars on the lead lap. The only car down a lap is Jason Ricker in that 9 car. Still in the race, but I believe down on pit road. Nope, there he is in the back of the field. We saw him on his lid making a big getaway there, upside down, going down the banking there. Use that quick repair, and you can see holding on to the 30th position, making sure nobody else takes it. But we'll see if he's able to get a lap back here if we get ourselves another caution at Talladega. 25 down, 25 to go. John Peters, the current leader. He elected to start on the outside. Brent Roy on the inside with the 26 car. Belvedere, Libby, and Messer, the top 5. Glessner, Daddio, Kopech, Kibbe, and Bolke, the top 10. And I keep saying it, Tim, watch that 24 car.
And watch the 229 drivers on this restart, Paul, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them if you include Messer on the outside starting in 6s. He has a little bit of a connection drop there, but we're getting ready to come back to the green flag, so he better get back into the world and get back into the world quickly. Green flag is out on the racetrack. The 09 is gone. John Peters trying to get the 229 guys in a single file formation as we work around this racetrack.
A little bit of a jumbled up restart there. Connection issue for one of the drivers up on the high side. Ryan Messer looks like in the 1 car, going to drop all the way back to the back of the pack. Looks like he might have dropped connection there. But John Peters holding on to the lead in the 09 car. 56 right in behind him with the 26. Ryan Libby now in the 46 up on the high side. He's got a little bit of help from Dale Glessner, and here comes that 16 of Dylan Kopeck, the 99 at Daddio, joining the party as well.
2 cars to the outside, 3, 2, 2, 9 cars to the inside, and 2 and 3 wide, and behind them, trying to figure out where everybody wants to run. Kenny Kibbe to the back bumper at Daddio with Belke right in and behind as they continue to work around this racetrack. Will come by this time and complete lap number 27. And the 09 of John Peters going to have company with Ryan Libby. We've said it so many times before. It's Peters and Libby up at the front of the field.
And there you can see them side by side as the field is stretched out just a little bit after that restart. But it gives everybody an opportunity to find their partner, find their dancing partner, so to speak, find out who they're going to draft with here for the second half of the race and try and make just a little bit of magic happen. And there you can see some magic happening between the bumpers of the 46 and the 10. Add them together, you got Belvedere in the 56, and they're moving themselves up towards the front. Libby going to slide on down to the bottom side, see if he can pull John Peters. But now Daddio all over the back bumper of Dale Glessner, pushing that 10 car to the lead. Oh, trouble, the 24 car.
Belke around off the bumper of Brent Roy, and that is, I would think, going to draw a caution flag.
Now we're still green.
Wait for it. Well, Barney must be asleep in the flag stand because, oh, there it is. Yellow flag is out on the speedway, and we'll slow the field down. And that happened with a little bit of a checkup, Paul. We'll see it on the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, but the 46 of Libby goes to the inside line, the 09 of John Peters, and they all try to check up a little bit to the inside, and the checkup might have been sent one car sideways and eventually into somebody else.
Close quarters combat here at Talladega. We're going to focus in on the replay and take a peek at it. That's a little bit further out. We'll see if we can switch over to the chopper view, and we're going to have to back that up because we missed the contact. But there you see it. The 16 car closes in on the back bumper of the 26. Brent Roy slides up just a little bit, and there's the contact between the 26 and the 24. Kopeck gets a piece of it. Is that Hopkins that got a piece of that as well in the 78? It sure is. Gets a little bit of a push there from Gerard, or from Marhefka there in the 13 car. There's Salvatore plowing into the back. Oh man, big hit into the 16 and then into the safer barrier. So that's quick repair time for sure. But you can see the 24 grabs the gear, gets going once again, as does the 16 of Kopeck. But a lot of damaged race cars here for the second half of the race.
I don't know if we can back that up one more time, Paul, but it looks like there might have been a little bit, and I don't want to use the word net code, but when you look at the incident between the 26 and the 24, take a look at the contact between, or the visual space or visible space between the 16 and the 26 here, because it just, the 26 checks up here, the 16 goes to the inside. I don't think the 26 on a regular right there gets straight again and then goes up the racetrack. I don't know if there was any sort of prediction code there or not, Paul, but it just looks like the 26 car gets straight after he gets loose, and it's a weird way to put that, but nevertheless, we're under caution again.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like everybody going to stay out on pit road except for the drivers involved in this one. So gives these guys an opportunity again to kind of pull the belts tight and figure out what the game plan's going to be here with the final 20 laps. Dale Glessner, Steve Daddio, John Peters, Kenny Kibbe, and Kevin Belvedere, or Evan Ballou in the 56 car, up 19 spots from where he qualified to hold on to that number 5 spot. And Tim, I think it's a good opportunity here. Maybe check in with our in-race reporter, see if you can potentially dial up Corey Casagrande.
See if we can't get a hold of our in-race reporter, Corey Casagrande. And right now, Corey, 15th place on the scoring monitor. So what's the game plan for the next 20 laps? Talk to us in Discord, not in the session.
You're right. You're smart. Right now, it's just go hammer down and try to get to the front. If we wreck, we wreck. I have not finished a plate race yet. I think I've only one of however many plate races we have had in NEP I've finished. So yeah, so let's hope I can get to the front and miss a couple more wrecks.
You mentioned the 229 guys the last time we chatted, and they seemed to have something together. They got a little bit disconnected on that caution, but if they get back together, what do you have to do to beat them to get to victory lane?
Honestly, I'm not really worried about winning as much as I am messing them up. So I'll do whatever I have to do to stop them from winning, I think, is the game plan.
So if there is half a hole on the white flag lap,
I'm going to fill it, and hopefully it's one of them.
There you go. Get back at it from P15. Good luck.
Thanks.
So there's Corey Casagrande in the 7 CT car, who we got the buttons right, at least at the end of that Paul, and got to chat with him. We'll see what he can do from the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and we'll get in this restart with about 19 laps to go here, making just a couple more laps under caution. We should cross the stripe here, and the light should go out on the iRacing pace car, and indeed they do. So we're going to be lining them up 2 by 2 throughout the entire field. Dale Glessner been strong all night long in that number 10 car. Been in the top 3 for the entire evening. Going to restart from the point down on the bottom side. Steve Daddio in the 99 car up on the high side. John Peters, he's been up there all night long as well, having a good solid run in third. Kenny Kibbe, Brandon Marhefka, the top 5. The 56 of Evan Belvedere, DJ Gerard, Charles Lewandowski, Dan Winter, and Mike Hopkins, the top 10. Hopkins having a good solid run in the 78.
You know, we chatted earlier about Charles Lewandowski not having any luck. If you want to chalk one up for Dale Glessner, too, Dale 15th in the point standings coming in to this evening's racing action, and has had some speed, has 2 top 5 finishes, just does not have the luck that we usually see out of the 10 car, and or see the finishes that should indicate the speed that he's had all season long. But up in front right now, Stephen Daddio to the outside. Daddio started off the season strong, still sitting in position number 6 in the point standings. So could be a big night for him. Our point leader, our second place point man, Evan Belvedere, in 5th. Our point leader, John Peters, is in 1st. Zane Farrell, as we mentioned, he's moved up a couple of spots there. He's sitting up in position number 17. So we've still got some points to hand out here. We're getting closer to that middle half of the season.
Yeah, anybody that's watched real racing, iRacing, or anything here on Bedane TV knows that it's not over until it's over, especially at Talladega. Anything can happen here at the 2.66 mile super speedway, especially here in the New England, Pennsylvania iRacing shift. Grand Marketing almost nailed it. Pace car's down and away. We're getting ready to go green flag racing one more time. 19 laps to go once we cross the stripe. Dale Glessner down on the bottom side. Steve Daddio up on the top side. Peters, Kibbe, Belvedere the top 5. Marhefka, Lewandowski, Gerard, Hopkins, and Winter the top 10. Getting ready to go green flag racing one more time.
Glessner in control of this field, waiting for him to put the hammer down. There he goes. Green flag flies. We are back underway. John Peters going to try to occupy that inside line. On the 99 is Stephen Daddio as they are side by side heading down towards corner number 1.
Big launch there for the 10 car. Not exactly what you need to do on the plate tracks, because you can see those 2 lines are closing in a hurry. John Peters going to get himself a run, move up to the high side in front of Steve Daddio and try and take over that lead once again. But the 56 of Evan Belvedere has different plans. He's going to close in on the back bumper of Glessner, see if he can use that 13 car as well to try and get a little bit of a push. And there's Lewandowski in the 01 car in the middle all by himself, slides on into the bottom side in front of that 13 car. They make it work. 3 down on the bottom, 3 on the high side. Bumper to bumper to bumper, door to door to door. 19 laps to go here at Talladega.
32 complete this time by the 10 of Glessner, the 09, and John Peters. And we're starting to see some different drivers hook up and draft, at least at the front of the field. Maybe not by choice, trying to get some of those other teammates near the front. We saw those 229 guys get shuffled out of line a little bit now, and one working the outside, one working the inside, one pushing Glessner, one leading the outside line as they go down the back straightaway. And the Hancock Lumber 56 looking for a way around the 01 of Charles Lewandowski back on the back bumper as well as they drag down the super stretch and head towards corner number 3.
Great racing here at Talladega. You can see lots of action throughout the racetrack. Nice wide-angle shot, again, brought to you by TrackCams22.com, putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort into the custom iRacing cameras, and we're happy to have them here at Vidane TV, but Glessner's still holding on to it, and Peters still challenging for that lead. You can see doesn't quite have the help that the bottom side has, but still trying to make it work. Steve Daddio in the 99 car all over the back bumper of the 09, trying to get Peters up to the lead.
Yeah, trying to get up to that top spot, and it's not necessarily, Paul, go time yet, but if you're in the middle to the back of the field, you really have to start positioning yourself to have a shot at trying to win this thing as they are working lap number 34. So they'll come by the next time. Oh, hello, Glessner up the hill and into Daddio, almost like he wasn't there. That was a little weird.
And that puts us 3 wide here for the scramble in the mix. You can see the 4, the 10, the 56, little side-by-side action. Lewandowski down in the bottom, Marhefka in the middle. Daddio up high. We're almost 4 wide. In behind them is McDonald in the 44 car. Got that arrow pointing towards the front, and that's where he wants to go, trying to make it happen. Up the middle, Brent Roy in there as well with the 26 car in the middle line. This is going to get dicey, Tim.
Yeah, it's going to get exciting in a hurry, I think. We're back to that 3 wide formation. One small little step is going to bring that caution flag back out again as Daddio slaps the wall on the outside, trying to give a push to Glessner. Uhouse in behind them. Roy's got McDonald on the front bumper. Is that Dan Winter? First time we called his name all night long. Creeping into the picture, into the top 10, trying to make one more move on Scott McDonald.
Dan Winter, newcomer this season of the NEPs League in that 81 car, having a solid run of it here in the late going. 15 laps to go once we get back around to the stripe. And that 81 car currently being scored in the 8th position. But man, oh man, 3x3 all the way around, all the way through this top 10, all the way through this top 15. There's cars everywhere. There's body panels everywhere. We're racing close quarter combat here at Talladega, and John Peters up front, the 56 in second, and that 13 car, Tim, still trying to hold on, fighting the handling on that car.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they really care how the cars handle right now, Paul, because as long as they push themselves towards the front of the field and they've got a little bit of speed, they're going to try it. Kenny Kibbe, for the first time, is going to lead a line here and going to push that middle groove into position number 3. And with a little help from Marhefka, they're going to try to, oh, hello. Marhefka goes to the middle. We're 4 wide.
4 wide for P3, holding on to it, trying to make it work. How about that move for Marhefka and the number 13 getting down and around the number 4 car, and he's going to try and lead that inside line. They didn't even miss a step because they're still up there fighting for the lead.
Side by side, 3 wide, stacked 3 deep now as the 44 of McDonald thought about putting the nose in there behind Kibbles as they work down the bow. Hello, Glessner gets a little help from Daddio. Glessner moves to the middle groove, maybe not by choice, but is able to shovel his way down there. And oh, by the way, Peters has the 56 on his back bumper, and that little bit of contact, I think, might have showed these guys the light a little bit. Daddio, Belke, and the 3 of Uhouse back out on the outside.
Trying to make it work all the way around this great big super speedway. The 56 rather, still in second, in behind John Peters in the 09 car. Dale Glessner leading that middle line in the number 10, and outside in that upper groove, the number 4 car has got a couple of cars in behind him lined up. McDonald trying to make something happen up the middle, and you can see 3 wide here back for about 5th, maybe 4th place or so. And these guys know, Tim, they're running out of time. They got to get up towards the front, and they got to do it now.
They've got to go, and they've got to start making those moves now as they go into corner number 3. They'll come by the stripe next time, by with 12 laps to go. So you're at that critical time, Paul, where, yes, you need to make your move. Oh, hello. Marhefka up into the 10 of Glessner, and that's going to cause a big wreck. Hopkins around, Daddio involved, Zane Farrell there as well, and they are still wrecking. That will bring the caution flag back out onto the speedway.
We're going to call that the U-House Racing Designs. Everybody coming to pit road to use that quick repair. Lots of drivers involved. Going to take a look at the YRD instant replay and find out exactly what happened here. And we're going to get a restart, Tim, with less than 10 laps to go here at Talladega. And that is one of the most exciting setups that you get in the sim racing and real racing world. But we'll back this up. We'll take a peek here. What happened a couple car lengths back from the lead here in the U-House Racing Designs instant replay.
Yeah, it's going to start with the 13 and the 10 of Marhefka and Glessner. There's the initial contact. And down the hill they go. Kenny Kibbe, Devin Marhefka gets a little piece of that as well. And there's a great shot of who made it and who didn't make it through that one. A couple of spinning cars to the inside, including Mike Hopkins, and I believe a little bit more damage to the 14 of Zane Farrell's. Now the opportunity for him to come down and get that quick repair.
So a lot of damaged race cars in the second half of the pack here, and it gives, again, these drivers a little bit of an opportunity to kind of pull the belts tight, get their heads straight, talk to some of their teammates, talk to some of the other drivers in the field, as they've all got the team communications with each other. They've even got communication with some of the other drivers here. But Tim, we're going to get a restart here with less than 10 laps to go, and the only person that I think that could tell us what's going to happen in these final 10 laps. We got to see if we can get some trends here with 12 laps to go. Going to get the restart with 10 laps to go. See if we can dial up Larry Mack. Larry, you got a copy?
Hey guys, I got you.
Hey Larry, we're just looking for some trends here at Talladega. We know you've been around for a minute here. What are we expecting here in the final 10 laps to go?
Boy, I tell you what, old Larry Mack has seen a wild race here in Talladega Superspeedway. But I tell you what, we ain't done having cautions yet, guys. If you look back at the trends in the last 722 races here at Talladega, that average last caution comes on the last lap. Guys.
Thank you, Larry Mack. Being voiced by the current leader, John Peters. And, pardon me, John, fast car all night long. What's it going to take to hold on to that lead for the final 10?
Good question. I hope to just keep it right here and try to, play the lanes a little bit and make sure that this car is up in the front row of the pack at least. It's like you basically play chess for 49 laps and then you play Russian roulette on the last lap with these super speedway races. So I think we're in the right position. We got the teammate behind us there with Evan, working with Brent earlier. We'll just try to keep these cars up front and try to dictate the end of the race, but we'll see what happens. You never really know what to expect.
I've been around the sim racing world for almost 20 years, and I think that is the absolute best description of play track racing I've ever heard. A high-speed chess match, and then the last round goes into Russian roulette. But got a little bit of time here to get your head focused in. Couple of laps left to go here. Good luck, man. Hopefully we talk to you after the race.
Thanks, guys. I'd love to.
John Peters and Larry Mack from the 09 car currently leading fast all evening long here, and going to get the restart with about 10, maybe 9 laps to go here, Tim. And we've seen a lot of action at Talladega. We've seen a lot of action here at Vidane TV. Summit Point coming in with a Mazda race for the TCM Special Events, and then flying on down here to Talladega, Alabama for some super speedway racing action, and lots of racing action coming up here on Vidane TV in the next week or so. The big Oxford 250 G&G's gift coming up this Sunday. Weather pending, got to keep an eye on the skies. A lot of the drivers in the NEPs series are going to be out plowing the snowstorm that's going to be coming up here this weekend potentially. So be sure to keep an eye on the Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series Facebook page, as well as Vidane TV on Facebook. And Tim, we got the Mid-Season Classic coming up here for TCM in a couple of weeks' time here as well.
Yeah, absolutely we do. We're going to pretty much lock, let's call it that, the pre-qualified drivers into the field after tomorrow night's race at New Hampshire. We're running the tour mods at New Hampshire, so if you're out there and you want to get some racing in, we're in the middle of the snowstorm coming up, so if you want to be a part of that, then head over and take a look at the TCM Special Events. But we do have the Mid-Season Classic coming up, presented by Tulco Electric. Want to thank Craig Tully for helping us out on that. But essentially 200 laps at Hickory in the super late models on Tuesday, January 25th, for drivers that have competed in the most races with TCM, and a couple of other drivers and points and what have you to lock in. And the Open, per se, or the final qualifier for that, Paul, will happen on the 24th, on the Monday, and that'll be shown on Vidane TV as well. And I believe earlier in that night we do have the Eastbound boys back again and putting on a show at Hickory. So 2 nights at Hickory Motor Speedway. Going to be a fun little show there, but that's coming up in about 2 weeks' time. Final opportunity to lock in on points tomorrow night. And we're thinking about putting the idea out of potentially having one more race on the TCM side on Saturday. We're looking at potentially warming up the racetrack at Oxford, but we'll have more information on that later on in the weekend. But yeah, we got lots of racing coming up. TCM Live coming up on Wednesday as well. Busy schedule. Then you throw in the NEPs races with the Oxford 250, the Thursday races. It's a busy little month of January.
That it is, but before we get there, we got 9 more laps to go here at Talladega with the potential of a green-white checkered, and you heard the trends. The last 722 races here at Talladega, according to Larry Mack, the caution has come out on the last lap, so going to keep an eye out for that for sure, and these guys have been putting on one heck of a show here at Talladega. Taking a quick peek here, still 29 drivers on the lead lap. Tim, at Talladega, that means there's 29 drivers that could potentially come home with that last lap victory.
Absolutely. Who comes out with the victory? Pace car is off, and the 229 drivers at the front of the field. And oh, by the way, first time we called DJ Gerard's name all night. He's up to third. Charles Lewandowski in fourth, or check that, swamped on that second row with Marhefka in fifth. Green flag is out. Great start for Peters. Great start for Belvedere as they pull away from row number 2.
The crowd here at Talladega hard for Gerard in the number 13 car. Second car on the outside line, all over the back bumper of the 09 of John Peters. He's going to try and take a peek now down in the bottom side. Going to fall in behind the 56. There's a little bit of a bump there for Lewandowski into the back bumper of the 13, and it's going to disassemble the high line for the time being. Peters all by himself on the high side. Couple of drivers going up there. This is where it's going to start to get dicey, Tim. Lots of drivers trying to find their final resting spot and find out where they're going to make their where they're going to finish this race here at Talladega.
Absolutely. Top 3 single file to the inside. The 16 of Dylan Kopak going to give a little shot to Dan Winter. Winter working up into the top 5, trying to put a top 5 finish on the board for that car. And oh, by the way, here comes Corey Casagrande in that 7CT car on the inside.
Beautiful shade of blue to kick off the 2022 season for the 7CT of Corey Casagrande. All over the back bumper of Dylan Kopak in that 16 car. And when we talked to Corey just a few laps ago, he said he was going to get that thing up to the front and make it stick where it fits, and maybe even go where it doesn't fit to see where he ends up. Looks like he's brought some company with him. Zane Farrell, early race or early points leader in the 14 car, up in the top 10 again here after running well up towards the front earlier on, and we're 3 wide. That top side being led by Canada's own Brent Roy in the 26. Just kidding. John Peters in the 09 car going to slide up and work with his teammate.
Yeah, 2 teammates there and a teammate up in front leading the inside line with DJ Gerard giving him a shot. And oh, by the way, another 229 guy in Dan Winter on the 3rd place position on the inside line. So hang on to your hats. This one's going to get wild. 7 laps to go.
I got to tell you, Tim, I'm watching the racing monitor here. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm almost as nervous as a lot of these drivers, 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, all the way through the field. Evan Belvedere has a little bit of an advantage there on the bottom side, but those 229 guys up on the top side making it work. Huge push from the 26. The 09 car rockets out to the lead. John Peters going to hold on to the point.
Does Brent Roy stick with him, or does he try to win the race on his own, or is it too early? Roy working to the inside, trying to get the 09 to the inside too. It gets tight in behind them. They'll contact, and there they go.
Was just about to say, get the Trulies popping. Zane Farrell having a run of it, and looks like he's going to get collected in this one. Well, he's going to get some damage. Everybody else going to get collected. There you see Brent Roy careening on down to the inside safer barrier. Lots of damaged race cars here, Tim. Anybody that hasn't taken their quick repair yet, you can bet they're going to be coming down pit road to take that repair.
You know what? With the way Zane got hit, he's going to have damage, but I think it could have been a lot worse considering the way that car bounced through there. Casagrande getting a little bit of damage, as did Dan Winter, Kopak, Marhefka. Probably about half a dozen cars, Paul, going to be out of this one because of this. Cue up that instant replay.
Get a U-House Racing Design instant replay. Going to take a look at it from the chopper view here. And once the action starts, we'll apparently hit the wrong button and not show the instant replay, because that's how we get down here at Verdane TV. We'll back that up one more time, giving U-House Race Designs a little bit more TV time with that beautiful, beautiful logo. And be sure to check those guys out over on Facebook, facebook.com/U-House Racing Designs. And Really excited that my button box is in the mail. We're going to be taking a look at that live on the air here at Benane TV as soon as that comes in. Very excited to see that come in. But here is the incident. Keep an eye on that 14 car up in the high side as well as the 13 there on the inside. You can see 13 gets a little bit wobbly. We saw struggling with the handling throughout the evening in that 13 car and finally came around and bit him. Collected a couple of cars. You can see Zane, you made mention, Tim, couple of bumps and bruises throughout that one, but definitely could have been worse for wear in that 14.
Can we back that up? Can we back that up just a moment, Paul? Hold on here. Back it up to where Corey Casagrande, right? Okay, hold on, right there. Get a little closer if we can. Corey had said he was going to try to break up the 229 guys. Let that roll. So he, get outside the car. This might be an easier shot outside the car. The point I'm trying to prove here. Okay, let it roll. Watch Wyatt Alexander on the outside in the 96. I don't think he meant to hit Wyatt Alexander, but he got one of the 229 guys. Yeah, he gets hooked through the pack, up the hill. Oh, hi, Wyatt. Bam.
All up in him into that 96 car. Big time damage on the left-hand side, and you can see lots of cars throughout here. One driver back there on their roof trying to see. That's the 10 car of Dale Glessner, who's been fast all night long, ending it early by a couple of laps. And that was one of the drivers that's been up in the podium all evening long, finding him on the upside down receiving end of a wreck. And holy moly, Tim, restart here with single digits to go. This is going to get exciting.
This is going to get action-packed as the 09 of John Peters trying to hold on. He's going to have, 229 in behind in second and third. And looking all the way back there, it looks like Zane Farrell still staying under the racetrack. Salvatore's got a little tore-up race car, as does the Ford Kibby. We obviously saw the 7CT. Kopech back there as well. Cody LeBlanc in the top 10, but he's got damage. I think there's 2 cars up here, 3 cars up here that don't have damage, and I think they're all the 229 guys.
And you'll see that happen at Talladega. Lots of action all the way around the racetrack, and sometimes it comes down to who has less damage. Sometimes it comes down to luck. A lot of times there's some skill added in, and every once in a while it's a little bit of all of the above here. John Peters holding on to the lead. Brent Roy in second. Evan Belvedere in third. Charles Lewandowski and Zane Farrell currently rounding out the top 5. Ryan Salvatore having a great run in 6th after a top 10 at Summit Point earlier on this evening in the TCM Special Event. Kenny Kibbe, Corey Casagrande, Dylan Kopech, and Corey LeBlanc rounding out the top 10. Still 29 drivers of the initial 30 starters in this race, 28 drivers on the lead lap. That last driver on the lead lap, Tim, 78 of Mike Hopkins.
They'll see what they can do back there. Ryan Messer did get the free pass and that caution flag after falling out of the session earlier this evening. So he is back on the lead lap with, I believe, a clean race car. So dodge anything that you can here. We're going to go see the 1 to go, I believe, right here, which will put us back to green at the completion of 47. So we've still got a couple of laps to get this thing done. And there's still an opportunity, Paul, that if they do rack it up early, we could be going to that green-white checker.
And we've seen that happen time and time again. We heard the trends from Larry Mack earlier on this evening, saying that the final wreck usually happens on the last lap here at Talladega, and it's going to be something to definitely behold here. Lots of cars still on the lead lap, and lots of drivers that still feel that they're going to be able to hold on to the victory here, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the final couple of laps. And Peters holding on to it, multiple wins here this season, reigning and defending back-to-back series champion, leading the points here in season 3 in the New England Pennsylvania Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series, running the Xfinity cars here for season 3. And we made mention the big Oxford 250 coming up on Sunday, brought to you by Racing for GNG and GNG's Gift. Going to be a lot of fun this coming Sunday, and that's going to be a big race. And made mention might have a little bit of a warm-up race with TCM Special Events on Saturday at Oxford. We'll see how the cookie crumbles and how the cards fall this weekend coming up. But we've got ourselves a restart. Going to cross the stripe with 3 laps to go. The lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Down on the bottom side, the 09 of John Peters. Up top, Brent Roy in the number 26. Belvedere, Lewandowski, Farrell, the top 5.
We will see how this all finishes here and see if we get to the end on a green flag finish, or if we do see a caution that sets up a final green-white checker to the end. And oh, by the way, your top 3 on the racetrack, 3 of the top 5 in the point standing. Zane Farrell, 3rd in points, 5th on the racetrack. The only other one, Kenny Kibbe, he's sitting in 7th. So it's a good time to be in the top 5 in points, at least right now, as they come to the green.
Green flag getting ready to fly for potentially the final time here this evening, but don't forget we've got that attempt at a green-white checkered here at Talladega. Green flag is out. The 09 car is down and away, hammered down, getting on through the gears. Looks like that high side falls back just a little bit. Everybody, it looks like from 4th place on back, falls back just a little bit, but it's going to give these guys an opportunity to try an accordion back up, get hooked up with a teammate. It looks like Reckon in the back, 7 is around, 17 of Lord is around, the other 7 is around. Caution flag flies once again.
And we will have a green-white checker to determine the winner of this race, as the field will run back around and catch up to the pace car. And we'll see what happened. Paul, what brought out this most recent caution?
Taking a peek here at the U-House of Racing Designs instant replay. Look at the couple of different incidents here. We're looking at the 16 car getting a little piece of the action, the outside wall. Big hit there for Kopech as well. But as we back that up, we'll see there's another incident about 10 cars further on back, and we'll see if we can sift that back, find out which car that was. I believe it was in this pack here, a little 3-wide action, 76. And there you see it getting turned on down by the 43 car, the 99 of Daddio down, holds on to it, kind of, sort of, not quite, almost. He keeps it on the ground. There we go. He collects it back up and says, hey, how you doing? To the driver pointed in the wrong direction, sees the 48 car down on the grass, gives him a little bit of a wave, and he's going to jump back up into the racing service. Could have been a whole lot worse for the 99, but definitely could have been a lot better. And, Tim, this sets us up for a green-white checkered here at Talladega, and it's going to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench, I think, into everybody's plans here, but everybody going to do their best and try and get up towards the front. And if they're going to do that, they're going to have to get around that 09 car of John Peters.
Not only the 09 car, but the top 3 from the same 229 Autosport team, they're going to have to get by. Charles Lewandowski, clean race car, sitting in position number 4. I think, and if anybody that's got a clean race car up there, and there's not many within the top 10, I think Charles Lewandowski might have something for them. Jason Ricker's car looks fairly clean in the 9. He's in the top 10. And there's some cars up here that look like they've been through a war, maybe at Bristol rather than Talladega. Kenny Kibbe's got the right rear smashed in on that race car. Salvatore's got a little bit of damage to the left rear. There's some drivers that are a little worse for wear right now up here in this top, but there's the indication we're going to have a green-white checker finish to determine the winner of this thing.
See the 7 of Corey Casagrande missing the entire front end of that race car, running into the 12th position. Going to stay out on track and try and hold on to it and hope everything holds together for 2 laps of racing action. The lights are off on the iRacing pace car. We're lining them up, Tim, 2 by 2. All the way through. John Peters on the bottom side. Ballou up on the high side in the 56. Brent Roy down on the bottom side with Lewandowski on the outside. Zane Farrell up in the top 5, trying to make a little magic happen with Kibbe on his outside. Ryan Salvatore still in the top 10. Corey Casagrande. Jason Ricker in that 9 car found himself on his roof earlier on in the race, currently holding on to the 9th position, matching his car number, and Austin Belke in that 24 Jurassic Park scheme, running in the top 10 in 10th. This is going to be one of those restarts, Tim, where we got to try and watch the profanity, but it's going to get exciting real quick.
Yeah, it's going to get wild, and we'll see what happens with these drivers up in front and see if they can get lined up and see who decides to make that move and try to make a charge at the end of this one as the field works down the back straightaway. This will be a 52-lap event here this evening, the one and only attempt at a green-white checker finish, as the 229 Autosports driver is going to lead them to green. Charles Lewandowski, Zane Farrell, 4th and 5th. Kibbe, Salvatore, Casagrande, Ricker, and Belke all the way back to position number 10. And all the drivers still on the racetrack except for DJ Gerard just retired. Dale Glessner's retired. 26 remain on the racetrack right now on the lead lap and with an opportunity to take away a checkered flag here.
And we've seen crazy things happen on starts and restarts here at Talladega, and it's the final restart for the NEPs League, the Flirtin' with Disaster 50, brought to you by J.I. Music. Be sure to check them out on Facebook. Just do a quick search for J.I. Music. Pops right up. Nifty little logo there, and support those that support us here in the sim racing world. The iRacing pace car down and away, getting ready for potentially the final restart of the evening. John Peters down on the bottom side. Evan Belvedere up on the high side, long super straightaway with that start-finish line all the way down at the end of it. There it is, the green flag. Once again, John Peters gets the shot. Brent Roy slowly closing back into the back bumper. When they get to turn number 1, that 26 is going to be pushing the 09.
But where does the 56 slot in here? The 01 of Lewandowski hot on his tail and telling him, no, you're not going to the inside. You're going to go with me towards the front of this field. Now does Lewandowski go to the inside because the 4, Kenny Kibbe, knows the 229 guys are going to be quick. He goes to the inside, and Evan Belvedere to the point. Kenny Kibbe giving a push to Charles Lewandowski, and the 229 guys on the inside, well, they got a teammate now.
Zane Farrell with some damage back there in 6th place, not able to capitalize, not able to close up. He's waiting to see if these guys are able to make a mistake. He's going to try and capitalize then. But right now, 5 drivers nose to nose, bumper to bumper, door to door, as we come back on to the front straightaway to try and collect that white flag, white rag. 1 lap to go here at Talladega for the Flirtin' with Disaster 50. And this is going to be a drag race. Belvedere in the 56, holding on to it on the bottom side, but now Lewandowski up on the high side, trying to make a little magic happen. He's got a big push from the 4 car, and oh, by the way, here comes the 46 of Libby with a big run. We'll see if he tries to take that on the outside line here, Tim.
229, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the inside, the outside, trying to upset the apple cart. Charles Lewandowski has a run with Kenny Kibbe and Ryan Libby on the back bumper. Who gets tucked up tight here on this final half lap? The 09 of Peters, little sideways. Lewandowski tucked up tight, and Kibbe not in line with Lewandowski, trying to do his own thing, and it's going to open up for 229 Autosports. Who's going to win it, though? Peters to the outside. They wreck behind. The winner is going to be John Peters in the 09 car. Lewandowski gave a run at the end, and he breaks up the 229 podium. Evan Belvedere, Charles Lewandowski top 3 with Brent Roy, and Devin Marhefka makes his way into 5th.
How about that finish? 3 wide for the lead. We'll give it to you in slow motion before they take away our tapes. John Peters coming home with the victory. A little bit of a push there from Lewandowski, and there you see 3 wide in there for second. Belvedere, Roy, and Lewandowski, the top 4 drivers. We're going to let timing and scoring figure that mess out. It looks like Lewandowski going to be scored with second, Belvedere third, and Brent Roy in 4th, with Devin Marhefka in the 22 car coming home in the 5th position. But phenomenal race here at Talladega. John Peters, the first driver to win 3 races this season.
And oh, by the way, Devin Marhefka entered the final lap in 11th. He finishes in 5th. So he had a great run to the end of that one. But once again, John Peters to victory lane and extends his point lead, even though the second place point guy, Paul, gonna finish in second.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. As you can see, John Peters burning them down in the 09 car. Big time win here at Talladega, and going to celebrate as only John Peters can, and going to come home with the 3rd victory on the season. John, great race, powerful race all evening long. A good car for the 09 car, and to come home with a win on your dad's birthday, pretty special, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm super excited. This is obviously a special day and a tough day for our family, but it was Dad's birthday today, and I know he would have been watching. I'm sure he's watching some way, somehow. He probably was, because, as I mentioned, we were playing Russian roulette there in the last lap, and it all worked out at a turn 4. I'm just excited and honestly glad to get out of Talladega without a 25th place wrecked finish. So I'll take it, and certainly nice to see our teammates up front too, with Evan and Brent and Dan. So I'm excited. Talladega is a lot of fun. I hope that was a good show.
Absolutely, and 229 Autosport putting on a clinic here at Talladega, showing that teammates can definitely work well together here in the super speedways, and Talladega being no different. And what was going through your mind knowing that you were going to get that green-white checkered there and get the restart with 2 laps to go, knowing you've got challenges coming from all different directions? So was there any kind of game plan, or was it just hammer down and hope you get the right guy behind you to push?
Yeah, there's definitely a game plan. I was trying to think ahead, kind of to the next corner, the next straightaway, and I figured I wanted to stay right on the bottom and not even try to block Evan's run on that first lap, because I didn't want to try to pull up and then all of a sudden get split 3 wide and go to the back. So I figured I'll just keep it on the bottom and see where this first lap shakes out, and then hopefully be in a good spot on the last lap. And it ended up working out just how I wanted there, and got tucked in behind Evan, pushed him as hard as I could, and thankfully out of 4, the 2 of us broke away just enough, and I could get clear high and then race it back to the line with him. So that's how this goes. You never know if you're going to get hooked in the right rear quarter panel or someone's going to wreck in front of you, behind you. You just got to hope for the best and hope that you put yourself in the right spot.
And shifting gears just a little bit, we go from the fastest super speedway on the schedule here this evening to this Sunday, where we're at the quote-unquote world's fastest parking lot, getting ready for the GNG, the racing for GNG. Oxford 250, a very special race for you and a very special track for you. What have you got? Have you got what it takes to come home with a victory for the 250 lapper?
I'm looking forward to it. It couldn't be any different than what we just did. So 250 laps is a long race, and Oxford will present some challenges, mostly tire wear and track position. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a track that I've had some success at in the past, and certainly the race is going to carry some extra meeting and extra distance. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope everyone tunes in on Sunday afternoon, and all for a good cause.
Absolutely. Sunday afternoon racing returns here on Verdane TV. Got to give you an opportunity here, John, to thank anybody that makes it happen for the Virtual 09 team, bringing home a win number 3 in Season 3.
You betcha. Thanks to you guys for doing this and for giving us this airtime. I appreciate it. Of course, shout out to my dad on his what would be 69th birthday. Hope he saw that some way, somehow. Shout out to my mom and everyone who's watching. Thanks to my fiance and my 2 dogs for letting me do this, and of course all the partners that we have with G&G's Gift, Libby Septic Service, Derek Nealon Racing, Turn 4 Automotive and Performance, 4 Season Synthetic, Digby's Variety. Thanks to Shift and tonight's presenting sponsor of the race. We appreciate that, and looking forward to running it back and doing it again in just a couple days.
John Peters, the winner of the Flirting with Disaster 50, presented by J.I. Music, and in dominating fashion, a good run all night long. Congratulations, John.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We're going to slide it a little bit further on, Tim, on pit road there. Tim, I believe you've caught up with our second-place driver, Chalu Performance's own Charles Uwandowski.
Well, first we're going to talk to second-place finisher Evan Belvedere. Evan finishing in P2. Want to ask you about the finish, because it was close between you and Charles Lewandowski. Second of all, you led until the tri-oval when your teammate made the move. So let's talk about that move. What would you have done differently looking back on it?
Well, I was saying the whole race I didn't really want to be leading on the last lap, but circumstances ended us up there, and that's what happens. We all worked really well together. Me, Brent, and John, all of 229. We had Ricker there at the end too. We all worked really well together all race, and I knew when it was time to go for the win, we were going to go for the win, and I don't blame John for making the move. He timed it just perfect. The only thing I guess I could have done is maybe brake a little bit coming out of 4, just ride the brake a bit so he couldn't clear the 01. But if you do that, then you risk having the 01 get a big run. So not a whole lot you can do. You're kind of a sitting duck at that point, and we just had to drag race it to the line.
Talked about 229 all night long, but how important was the 01 car on that restart to get you to the front and eventually in front of your teammates?
Oh, there was no doubt. He was an excellent pusher. Chalu, this ain't his first day, and me and him worked really well together on speedway tracks before. So that was nice of him to push me right up there to the front. It worked out great for us. Especially because the restart before that, or one of the restarts before that, John was on the outside of me, and he went right back. He ended up making it, obviously, right back through. But Yeah, he went right back, so I was really worried I'd be doing the same thing. But no, Jalu gave us a good push, and we're there at the end of these races. That's all you can ask for.
John mentioned this being one of the wild card races, trying to get out of here without a 25th place finish.
Right.
We're early, still midway through this season. You were 8 points back coming in. Obviously, John only got one spot on you tonight. So how big was this to come out of here with a clean finish?
Yeah, it's very important. Yeah, like he said, these are the wild card races. We had a bad run the last race too, and ended up having a bad run. I made a lot of mistakes on my own, and just good to get out of here with a clean race, and I'm really looking forward to going to Oxford.
Back to 2 short tracks, as you mentioned. First up is Oxford. What's the game plan for 250 laps?
Just got to keep the tires on it and make. It's just like it's going to end up being like the real 250. The pit strategy is going to be a big factor in that race. I know that's what it's going to really boil down to. So just got to make sure that you play it right and you're at the front when it matters.
Who's on this race car? Who makes it happen for you?
Oh, I got to thank my great sponsors: Hancock Lumber, Restorations Home Remodeling, Sunday Morning Farm, LB Cleaning Co., Nitro Designs, Amsoil 4-Season Synthetic, EJ Drywall. I got a lot of great partners on our race cars this year, and I'm just so thankful for them. I can't wait to get back to the real thing. And I also just want to give a big shout out. Of anybody to finish second to, especially today, I'm glad to finish second to John. I know that this day is so important to him, and we all miss Greg a lot. And we were sharing a lot of good G&G stories today. I know we all have plenty of them. We miss them.
Well said. Mr. Belvedere coming home in position number 2 here this evening, and Paul by 1,000th of a second. He finishes second to Charles Lewandowski.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything you do.
100%. And just taking a look at the final spot, taking a look at it in slow motion here for the finish, and looking at one set of results, it shows the 56 in second, the 01 in third. Looking at the other one, it's flip-flop. But Charles Lewandowski officially coming home in the third position, and slowly, methodically made your way up towards the front, coming home with the podium, surviving Talladega. Good points tonight for the 01 team.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's been, I was looking at the points and talking to Corey and Zane earlier this week, and I mean, terrible year for us. So the Speedway stuff, we always seem to do well, not finish well, but we seem to run good, and I had a good shot at it and had fun.
And a great race here at Talladega with the Flirting with Disaster 50 presented by J.I. Music. And coming into these events, did you have anything kind of written down in pencil as far as like a playbook goes? Were you looking for a long green flag run or expecting a lot of cautions? What was going through the mindset arriving here at the Super Speedway?
Well, I would expect, I had a little bit of everything. We had a decent length run, and we had a couple quick cautions and a couple big wrecks. So kind of a typical Speedway race, but like I said, we had a lot of fun. Obviously, wish we were 1 or 2 better, but yeah, it was a good, exciting event, I think.
And when you mention Talladega, fun is usually, depending on your mindset getting into it, fun's usually one of the words describing the racing action. Definitely fun to watch. You guys putting on one heck of a show here, as NEP always does. Now, Charles, I want to give you the opportunity here to thank anybody that makes it happen here for the virtual 01 team. Who makes it happen?
Well, we definitely need to thank Corey and Zane and you guys as well for the broadcast and putting on the series, Shift Marketing for sponsoring the series, and all the guys that do everything. Chalu Performance pays the bills on this thing, so want to obviously make that known. And like I said, all the guys we race with, we have a lot of fun.
100%. And a podium finish here, getting a little bit better in the points, moving on to the big show here at Oxford 250 this Sunday. Good luck. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you on the podium in there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Absolutely. And Tim, just taking a look at the finishing results here at Talladega. One more in the books. And got to give a shout out to Ryan Salvatore. 2 top 10s on the night. Started well back deep in the field in both races at Summit Point and here at Talladega. Came home with an 8th place finish at Summit Point, coming home in 9th here at Talladega.
I'm going to correct you again. 9th place finish at Summit Point, 9th place finish here this evening. So 2 9th place finishes for the 12, especially after coming back from wherever he was at the back of the field. getting wrecked up and getting caught up in those last couple of wrecks there, finishing 9th. So great for him. But now all focuses shift to the G&G's Gift Oxford 250 coming up on Sunday.
100%. And Greg Peters' birthday today. Happy birthday. We know he's watching. Know he's excited that John came home with the victory here tonight. 3rd win on the season. And got to let everybody know out there, every chance we get here on Verdane TV, just check out social media. Any of the outlets, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, anything. Search for the hashtag #RacingForGNG, and you'll see just how many lives that Mr. Peters has touched. Grand National Greg has touched both on the track and off the track. Definitely a dear friend all the way around. Very truly missed. And to have John Peters come home on his 69th birthday to celebrate the victory eases it just a little bit. But with that, we're going to call it a night here on Verdane TV. Thank you so much for tuning in for TCM earlier on tonight. NEPs here right on after. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr., Tim Terry in the booth. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. When we do, we are going to be doing it live.